Look at the funk. Look at the
Let's get scratching. Scratch. Scratching.
Y'all ready to get funky?
Look at
the most important part of dance is music. So now let us listen to the music and identify the beats.
1, 2, 3.
That was too soft.
Oh God. Hello, everyone. With an electric stove today? I wish. Yesterday was gas stove and we nearly got exploded. Is awesome. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening. Hello, everyone. Here for a lesson. Hey, we have actually, funny enough, I have a Professor Swolax, I think, coming up sometime soon. I would like to, if my hair can cooperate here, do something with that, because I think the live stream meta is worth so far of like a midpoint. You know, we normally do like a Tex-Mex themed food breakdown of the meta, but for the most part, I think we actually have a lot to discuss in terms of live stream viability. And by the way, if it looks like I've been cleaning today, I have. Today, I was effectively just doing, like, my schedule today has been super weird. Number one, it was waking up a little bit late. Sorry to my 9 to 5. Not that sorry, though. Number two, it was cleaning, because I've been cleaning all day, so hence I'm a little bit sweaty and a little bit unkempt. Unbecoming of me, really. And three, I am going to go to the gym here after this because, dear Lord, do I need it. But hello, everyone. Welcome in everyone that is here. Hello, Helen, the craziest Centarbor lady. Hello, good to see you. We got to get you like a cat that's like a Centarbor plush, like a Centarbor, like a cat that's dressed as Centarbor or something. That'd be kind of fun. Yo, Trevor, what's going on? Sure, it's good to see you. Bo, my goat, good to see you. Gamera, hello. Archaic Rage, hello, PK Sparks, and the hotness of them say hi, PK, good to see you. How's Kirby Air Riders, by the way? My brother, was like, so I'm watching my parents' dogs this weekend, and my brother is swapping shifts with me. It's because we're doing like a flip after a certain point in time, and he was like, hey, if you are around for a little bit longer than you want to be, then maybe you want to play some Kirby Air Riders. And I love Kirby Air Ride. Kirby Air Ride is one of my like favorite games, like playing on the GameCube era. It was awesome. City Trial mode, the GOAT, and oh god, 4-player mode is incredible. I wanted to play the OG. I wanted to play Kirby Air Ride before Kirby Air Riders came out. Like as like a thing to do. But don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. Here to some Clash reps. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. Okay, so this is the other thing that we have to do today. Besides now I'm realizing I have to turn on my lamps because I forgot to turn on my lamps. We have some things to do. Number one, I have to go turn on my lamps in the background here. So let me go do that real quick. And when I come back, we'll talk about the next thing we have to do. So pardon me for a moment. I forgot to turn on my accent lamps. It's not important, it's just gonna bother me. Okay, so here's what we're doing today. Number two, we are going to be playing Clash, Elestrals Clash. I have not played Elestrals Clash in months. Like almost 2 to 3 months even. And it's not of anything spiteful. It's just that like a couple things. Number one, the card pool is not quite there. One. Two, they are working on it. That's like the big thing that we've been told. The big thing that we are going to be checking out today is how far along are they. Number three, BRONTOGLOW and Lockagon are inside the game, which is kind of sick. Big fans of that. So I'm going to check out what's up with that. And number four, I don't know. My big thing I'm trying to do today is get like my head around my feelings behind it, because I think there was a lot of discussion a couple weeks ago about like what is specifically the thing, what's up with Clash. And so I'm catching up with Clash today, and this is going to be a promise to you and to myself, a future video discussing, I think, or rather having a nuanced discussion about this, because I think it's an interesting topic to go over in terms of Clash itself, if that makes any sense. I'll be going over the good, the bad, the ugly, my thoughts on the user experience overall, and I want to kind of handle it from a measured approach instead of just like I don't want to like do that, you know, if that was coherent at all. Also, is the music too loud? Hold on. Also, is the music too loud? Hold on. Okay, that was me. Y'all heard me. But, yo, what's going on, Sim? How's it going? Good to see you. Hello, Sam. What's up? The ceiling, mostly. Actually, no, we're done with ceiling. We're done with ceiling, baby. Have you heard? There's a new hero in town. Mass Hero Fountain. The floor is right there, and the heroes can finally touch it. We've been too high in the sky for too long. Too long. We're so back, unfortunately. Yo, Magatonics, by the way. By the way, thank you for your comment. If you wouldn't mind, I'd love to read that for something that I'm working on. I thought that was incredible theory. I loved reading it all thoroughly, and I agree with every single one of your points. The only thing that I'm going to be looking at to change the deck for my own playstyle, I think, is going to be additions of counter runes. Because I completely agree on the Smell Tongue Up in Flames. 100% every time I drew him, I was like, I wish this was a counter rune. I wish this was another guy. So I think that overall, though, everything makes sense, and this deck is killer. Caprifume and the Smoky lines too. The more I thought about it, all you had to say was Dense Fog, and you're completely correct. It's like the amount of people that are maining Dense Fog into the meta. It's like you go Caprifume, they just chain Dense Fog, and you're like, all right, go. So Leonite solves that problem by not only being a big guy that also like that facilitates the game plan, but also plays better around the given card pool counter runes. It's an incredibly meta sound deck. This is one of the reasons why I want to do like a mid live stream wrap up for the meta, because I am just like, whoa, this is a cook. This is a definite cook for sure. Ash Rabbit still 9 Clash. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yo, it's Retractor, hello, good to see you. I love Thunderstorm, me too. Let's go. BRONTOGLOWING to the polls. RDS, hello, by the way. Hello. I didn't say hi when you came in. Mazor, you too. Hello, and Gamerman. Hello, good to see you. All right, so Big Lee's here, by the way. Hello. Clash so interesting because it's almost good, but but they're really dropping the ball with the bugs. They're very honest with the beta, but they had to introduce a paid pass to get more money to fund. So that's gonna go into the video. Here, let me try to find something a little more chill. Turn up the music goes a little bit. There we go. Is that good? Is that like a little bit? So I think what I want to say with this, by the way, and this is like a larger issue. No more 20 fire. No, we're going 20 thunder, baby. Can't have bunny without bugs. That's true. That damn. Wait, bars? Wait, that's that's killer. Wait a minute. You can't have bunny without bugs? Say less. That's all. Wait, that's it. That's true. That's true. So I'll say this about the state of Clash. This is my pre-assumptions going into today, where we're going to be exploring a little bit of what the client has to offer post larger updates that I have since missed. Just full transparency. Number one is that looking at this thing from like a critical lens, it's hard to really say it's a simple fix, because it's really not. When you take a look at the development history of something like Clash, it is a story of a previous simulator being adopted into the Elestrals brand and the Elestrals environment, which is incredibly difficult to do from a development standpoint and also managerial standpoint. It's not to say that there is a key blame here or a big reason to say like, oh, this is bad, or this is like blah, 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 jump ship. I'm going to try to refrain from using a lot of those more like subjective terms when it comes to analyzing and like really critiquing some of the, again, good, bad, otherwise. It has us use the words for it. The things that are like going on with Clash, I should say, like what is there, as far as making this like more of a productive conversation for it. Because while I am down for some 2006 style AVGN like dunk fest upon things, I do think that the overall sentiment has been that this can be fixed with blank, or they are just doing this to to make up for blank. And I don't think that's true, nor is it the whole truth clearly. And we can't really know that because of like obvious reasons. That's the first. The second thing, as I'm biting it out here, I typically find myself to do this sometimes. I just go like this is the first thing. The second thing, Jack, is that, anyways, is that developing a whole engine and a whole like game system from scratch is hard. Is there critique to say that there might be more efficient or necessarily faster ways of adaptation and adoption for this client and for what is going on? Probably. If I had to weigh my subjective 2 cents in here, is that there is probably something to be said about the overall delivery that can be critiqued that way. Otherwise, though, I think they're probably fully within their time, their means, and also within reason to have this be where it's at. I'm not necessarily saying that this is something that, once again, we need to panic about, because that'd be ridiculous. And I also don't think that this game is like busted beyond repair or broken or reason or like under promised. Yeah, over promised, under delivered. I don't even know if that's necessarily true, right? Because like, I'm tired of the repeated cycle of it's broken, we're sorry, because it happened so many times. Yeah, that's kind of the sentiment, right? Like I'm yeah, BB no money 2 days in a row. I know I'm saying hello. What's good? Dave said hello. The consistent sentiment of like nothing will actually change, like no thing will change until it does, is this sort of like circle, like this kind of liability circle that we are currently in with Clash, right? This big promise that it is like it's a mirror to the meta, it's a way to play Clash, and it turns out it's more like Master Duel than it is about it is like analog to Elestrals, right? And that to me is, I think, where I think I can empathize there from the player's standpoint and from a more measured angle, is that it is frustrating to see that there is so much potential here and not necessarily have it be fully realized to the extent that into which that we think it can be, right? But at the same time, because there's so many things outside of our control, I think the best way for us to engage with it ultimately is just going to be to accept certain things about it, and then otherwise, like after that, we just kind of have to let it go. And that sounds really bad. That sounds really defeatist, but and not to be too Zen monk about it or anything, but that's the most we can do. Is if there is something that inside of Clash or any sort of product or otherwise that you are particularly not stellar upon, or has been like something that you are holding to or holding feelings that things won't change or otherwise, that's cool. But we have to kind of accept that things are in the state that they're at and then just move on. For example, and this is again full transparency, I haven't really played the game in about 3 months, and this is my first time looking at a lot of the new stuff that I really should be excited about. And the game's still in beta. This game's still changing. There's still things that can happen inside of the game specifically, and I'm really excited about that. And I would love to, when eventually this game does get fully fleshed out, use this as like a primary way to play games, to teach people, to like recommend people into the community to play the physical card game. And that's awesome. I would love that. And I cannot wait for that day, and I will be here for that day. But in the meantime, we kind of have to accept that this thing's kind of a little beautiful broken mess. So without further ado, let me update Elestrals Clash on Steam and then go nuts. If any of that made any sense, by the way, I don't know if any of that was at all coherent rambling, but also I started a game called Die in the Dungeon. Y'all ever heard of this one? It's kind of a lot of fun. I've been enjoying I'm enjoying playing it. But yo, what's going on, Iconics? Good to see you. I was unfortunately refused to believe that Clash will ever be 1-to-1 with the current card pool until 3 months into the set's life minimum. With how many development is, I would love to be proven wrong. So yeah, that's kind of the thing about this video is going to get in longer and longer in terms of points I need to discuss and talk about. I think the dev time and like how development is going with it, I don't know. I have no insights to, and I can't speak to. This is something that I actually even casually, even at events or otherwise, like talking to like people and being like trying to get information. Or not even trying to get information, it's kind of like talking generally about things and how things are going. I don't know. Clash has been this one thing where it's always just like, yeah, it's going. Because I think that's really just the word on the street. I fully believe that if we had any more news or information, they'd tell us more definitively. But the big thing about the development is that it's gone. It's then they're just doing the best they can. So I don't know. Yeah, we still don't have half the solar pool. What? Okay, never mind. We're not playing this game. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. All right. Let's go into Elestrals Clash. Let's see what we got for Elestrals Clash here. All right, we have to update this thing on Steam. We're almost done. I have 60 hours in this game. The last time I played this was August 11th. This is the last time that I logged on to this. I just noticed the guitars on your wall look sick. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, hope you shared them. I'm actually it's been a while. It's been a while realistically since I've like really gotten to play, but the bass on the wall was the most recent thing that I've been like toying away at. And this is the kind of the bigger secret of the bass is that so growing up, my dad plays guitar and he's a wonderful musician. He's self-taught and he knows how to do his stuff. I don't know to what extent that like anything else that he knows how to do, but we were never taught that, my brothers and I. So I initially, like everyone else, picked up a lot of acoustic stuff, and I can play like a show guitar kind of thing where I know enough basic stuff to get by. I am not a musician by any means when it comes to that. And so the bass was my is like in ongoing my first attempt to like read music and to try and get a little bit of a better handle on unlearning bad habits that I did from guitar and relearning better habits on the bass. And so far it's been pretty all right. It's been a lot of fun to do. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And also it comes from just my consistent want just to be, I don't know, kind of insane. And that is to say that, adding another thing onto the plate. So I'd love to be proven wrong. I think it's that amazing premise that can work. No, absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate that take a lot. Clash is just Clash, and we should take it as it is, enjoy it as we can. If it's a good time, if you're down for a little shenanigans, kind of. Not, like I don't know how else to really think about it sometimes, because the truth of the matter is that like I can't really control how it's gonna go, and if I end up playing it and being like, yeah, that wasn't for me, then I'll just play the RPG when that comes out. I can see Clash in about a year actually being close to the card pool. I don't mind if it takes that long. I expect to be the challenge. Here's what I will say in terms of my own like kind of personal interjection behind it. And it might sound kind of silly, but the idea is that they do need to have a much more efficient way of adding cards. And I don't know what that is, but hopefully if that's getting panned out, that's getting fleshed out a little bit, then we're about to have a beautiful simulator. So we'll see. All right, let me now watch this drive. All right, where are we? I gotta turn on. That's right, I gotta turn on Elestrals. I gotta turn on chat. I gotta turn on socials. Gotta make sure the keys work. Keys. Boop. Perfect. All right, now we gotta make sure. Whoa. All right, check out the sounds. Okay, you guys let me know if the music's too loud. You guys let me know if the music's too loud here. The new show they put out today, announced on the 21st. We think it's a Worlds announcement? Absolutely, it's Worlds. No doubt. I think they mentioned that we would be getting like Worlds news sometime within the next month or so, like either this month or December. So it's either going to be like, here's the next, like, here is what we're working on next. Huge thank you for the Kickstarter, all that jazz. And then here's Worlds announcements. Or it's going to be like, here's what we can tell you about, like maybe the next set, maybe? Because isn't the next set supposed to be February? Is like hypes? Are we on the hype cycle for next set? Or we're banning every water card? Yeah. Hey guys, Dan or A Drive here. Yeah. Gonna start topping for Worlds points. Listen, I'm playing December 6th. I can tell you that. So I'll be on the webcam, unfortunately. That's partially why I'm trying to get in to see what I want to play. The longer it takes, the more problems come up, and the larger the card pool is. Kind of. It's systematic. All right, how's the sound here, everyone? Also, my rank I don't think decreased at all. It could have. I maybe gotten platinum, but okay. Let's check out what's in Clash. So first and foremost, all my decks are not valid. Tsunami Mommy, see ya. All right, Bear Bomb casting, see ya. Big Bug casting, see ya. Big Bird casting, see ya. Big Biceps, what is this one called? Big Biceps Wind? Why did I call it that? Oh, BBW, right. It's June somewhere, see ya. JT Mill, 07's for JT. Extended base set theory. Oh, actually, extended base set theory was, this thing is solid. Oh god, I wish I had a better way to do this. Extended base set theory is killer. So this deck, I think, in Clash functioned so well. Bit too thoughtful and respectful. Can you make a formal quest to call me a slur? Oh god, what can I say? In the great time of 2025, what can I say? I can do a microaggression. That's probably the best I can do. I can attempt to say De Filippo and then do the hands. That might be worse than a slur. That might be worse than a slur. That's actually one, you know, the 2000s, I still laugh at a lot of things from the time period in which I'm a product of. The one thing that has been really, really, maybe it's a good thing, is that it's just like it doesn't, the words can't form in my mouth to say some of the most heinous things I'm sure that most people would expect from a gamer of my caliber. Oh, we're actually need to put you guys up. There we go. What? Wrong one. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. It's been a while. Been a while since I last saw you. So the one every time 6 we're visiting Tim's mom for the weekend holidays. Oh, that sounds really great. That sounds actually really awesome. Listen, if I would be loved to be doing that with my partner. That sounds incredible. Holiday plans with partner, playing in a premiere. Which one would I be rather doing? Holiday plans with partner, playing in a premiere. unless it's one of those visits and it's like, oh, you know. Are you a Critical Role fan? So I have seen a little bit of Critical Role. I know of Vox Machina. I did watch a little bit of the cartoon. And the animation, and I also do know the general voice actor like lineup there. Liam O'Brien is always one that I also clown on quite a bit because I think he's Gara, right? But they also voice a lot of people inside of like the Sam Riegel, I think maybe inside of like Dispatch. Is that right? Going 07 or having a good time with my loved one? Someone I love and cherish for all time. Lockagon. Lockagon, yeah. All right, so our collection is kind of wacko. Clash Pass. Oh! Slow down there, Beaver. Dress to suppress. I can dig it. Gotta adjust the stroke on this one. You know, I've heard this before, and I want to say this is what I've heard from. Has this always been here? It kind of feels like it. All right, creator gift bundle, cool. And my Jeff virtually lives at my place now, so it's nice for the holidays. See, that sounds amazing. Decorating for the holidays, making holiday plans and doing whatever. Here's what I really want to do. See some lights, drink some hot drinks, go like watch some movies, watch some chill movies, and do some Christmassy shenanigans. Easy peasy. I'm a big quality time and a big do things guy. If that's not apparent. Have some egg, have some nog. That's what I'm saying. True. They fund dispatch when their investors backed out. Really? Laura Bailey and Travis Willingham on dispatch. I gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, where's Mercer nowadays? All right, offers. A Demeter statue? Sure. Ooh. A fully forest board? Oh, maybe I want this instead. Wait. Oh, Poison to Dollar Stella. Wait. Helen, we have to get that. Wait. Purchase failed. Wait, what? Okay, thank God. I was like, what? Wait, Helen, this was made for you. Okay, well, I gotta get... How do I get smoke? Do I have to roll smoke? Do I have to roll smoke? Is that what it is? The fire deck you played yesterday is almost available in Clash if you want to go through a general list. Oh! Wait, we might. Now, one of these days, I'll put together a voice acting reel. We'll try it out. We'll go through a new deck. All right. So first things first. I'm the realist. Drop it down. Make the whole world feel us. Let's try to build Thunder. One of my favorite decks of all time, the Brontoglow Shenanigans, I've heard is in here. Now, to what extent, I don't know, but I see Unk. I see Brontoglow Supercharged. I see Brontoglow Supercharged. I see Funglow. I see Funglow Charged. Ooh. That works out. Oh, both Lycavolts are in here? Say less. Magneros is in here too? Wait, is Aephros in here? It is. Oh. 17 Morphrost is legal, is it? Okay, maybe this game is all right. This game's got a pretty decent card pool. So far I don't really notice anything glaring about the card pool setup, so to speak. It's in the last Pandora's box. Oh, I see. This deck beats itself. Or beats itself. This deck beats it. Hey, yo. This deck builds itself. Tip, probably. Gorgons at 3. I wish I had a better visual representation of the cards in the deck. That way I could, the deck builder is, my number one thing I wish they would change is something like this, right? To where, hold on, I'm gonna keep on yapping for a second because I'm gonna check the audio volume. It seems like a little loud. Yeah, the music's a little loud. But I can't adjust that from here. I have to go back to the settings, right? Yeah, I do. There we go. That's good for me. Oh, look! Okay. Where were we? You. I also scroll like a madman. Unk. Might be more optimal to play the Morphrost because Narpoon is limited. Is Narpoon limited? That makes a lot of sense. I think the ban list in this game is so funny to me. Like, it's probably a good thing that they do that, but it is just really, like, insane that there's a different ban list compared to, like, the TCG. Obviously because of the card pool, no doubt. But I would, again, love this thing to be analogous. I need the Stellar PTA still. I did get this Stellar Centaur buddy. Oh, let's go! That's killer. I need to... Two of you, Tsunami is probably still in here. There's probably a lot of Lockagon on ladder, but ain't that gonna stop me? What am I missing from this deck, do y'all think? We've got Funglos, we've got Gorgons. We might as well put Shield in here. It feels like that's like a good, like just generic good stuff to have. Earthquake, Lamau. What's the lunar lineup we got? Do we have Full Moon in here? We have we do. We've got Werepup, and we got Lunar Phase Full Moon. I don't hate that as like a sixes, but we'll see. Yo, Zach, hello, good to see you. Is Tsunami bad into lock? Tsunami is terrible to lock, absolutely. But I'm kind of building this for generic. Like, it could be fine, like, onto the general ladder. I don't know what the meta is like inside of Clash, even though it probably is 90% lock, to be fair. But we'll see. Yeah, Ambro. We probably should play Ambro, but I want all simulators to be Master Duel. So, in a weird way, yes, because I think Master Duel's monetization system is insane. The fact that it is like, yes, talking about digital currency, digital ownership, yada yada. It is one of the only simulators that I find that just kind of gives you so much stuff. And yeah, at this point, like the meta decks that you have to keep up with are kind of high rarity, but the crafting system, well, actually, crafting could be better. But the amount of gems you get per month to open stuff is kind of ridiculous to me, like realistically speaking. But this one, I think Clash is so close to being the GOAT. It's so close. It's so close. Dense Fog is pretty good. I can see Dense Fog being pretty good. I kind of want to play, is Synectar champ in here? Hopperoo! Earthquake's in here. Sure. No, Synectar champ is not in here. Ooh. Okay. Then what am I missing? I guess it would be the Amp Up line, right? Oh, Leonite. Wait, hold. Probably Lavalith. I like having the one of Unks and everything. It's probably good. We're missing 5 cards. So we've got Rune 16, Elestrals 19. That still seems fine. I'm down to go and check out the... What am I missing here? Like what are we missing here wise? 3 OG Funglo, 2 charged. Yeah, I don't... I think in this deck, because we're playing the 3 and 3, yes. I'm actually even down to go 3-3. I think this card is kind of slept on. It seems pretty good. Yo, top 4 pricing, let's go! Everyone say congratulations, by the way. Amp Up line just got added, so more people are running that now. Word. That one dies to shield pretty easily, but I do think it's good. And it's a pretty minimal package investment, right? It's only 4 cards, or it's 5 cards investment. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's like if we minus like maybe it is Funglo. Maybe it's minus Funglo when you do play the extra brick. Yeah, I don't hate that. Alternative, it's -1 to Tana Strike, which I think we need to facilitate the game plan. Yeah, it's probably -1. You know what? I'm gonna go -1 glow, and we're gonna go into the Anglo Surge. That'd be crazy. And one into the Lycavolt. Probably good. All right, we're gonna call this one Spores. Keep. We do have to do a spirit deck for this one. I think we have to do 2, 2, 3, 13 is about right. Windjin could be really fun in this. Yeah, call Thunderstorm. True. I really kind of hoped that the lunar phase new moon would be, or lunar phase, the lunar phase card would be in here too. Not bad, not bad. Okay, let's keep this as well. I'm gonna actually go ahead and follow the advice and go into build the OG list from Magnetonics. Again, this list is so heads up. It's so good. I love this list so much. Do I have any arts of this card? I'm gonna check all the arts in my card too before I go. This list is messed up. Can I build this from memory? Absolutely. Eruption? Do we main deck Eruption just for the jump scare? I kind of wanna. I kind of want to, like hardcore. But there is an achievement you can get for playing a mono spirit deck. Ooh, actually that's right. Yeah, we can. Well, 20. Well, we got 25 Pyro here. This is probably my favorite mono spirit deck at the moment. Mags up. Oh no, mags up. I can call it. Call it magma. What am I doing? Magsma. Magsma, sure. Type. I kind of wish I could keep I could pick the cover card. That could be nice. Cards. Rights. They're all under something. EQ no Earth. Wait a minute. You right. Wait a minute. Yeah, wait a minute. It's gonna work out again. We're gonna play Earthless Quake. We'll play Earthless Quake today. That sounds fun. Oh, we have the Stellar. Okay, cool. Stellar amp up. Got that. Do we have this? Nope. Unk? Nope. Not a for Unk. Brontoglow. Nope. Brontoglow? Oh, no. Checking all the cards we have in our list real quick, just to see what we got. Loving is what I got. Said remember that. Oh, so cool. My gold Glaubby, by the way. Love the gold Glaubbies. Hestia. I kind of wish they had released the pottery arts in Clash as well. That could be kind of cool. Nope. Leonite? Full art of that would be kind of crazy. Stellar Lavalith has got to be in the game eventually. That's a big one. Nekruff? Oh, Halloween Nekruff could be a good addition here too. Got to clear that. BTA? I guess I have this one. I'm gonna try to go for this one here in a little bit. I don't know how to get that one yet, but we gotta. Shield? Nope. Supercell? Thunderstorm. Oh. Gotta get that one too. Oh, that's a fun one. Sure. I kind of like the OG one better, but that one would match that one a lot. Full Art Torchin! Let's go! Big fan of Full Art Torchin. Tsunami. It's gotta be the Stellar. Yeah, we're keeping the Stellar on that one, for sure. Volk? Nope. Champ Volk? Oh yeah. Go with this art. Go with the Caleb art. Volcanic Forge would be nice. Warmite. Ah, no, look at him. Look at him, look at the baby. Look at the baby. Can I come over and stare at you like this? Little baby. All right, boards. Yeah, Volcanic Forge. I wish I could get that one. Oh. I probably could pick up the Fully Forest one for sure, but we'll go with the Meadows. Wait, do I not have the Meadows? I have the Galaxy one, I guess. Emotes. Yeah, buddies. Yep. Nothing else, right? Statues. Well, I have the Stellar Demeter statue now, or just the regular Demeter statue. So we'll put that one down. Just kind of goofy. Just ooh ooh. I just -3 you. Is that okay? Is that okay if I -3 you? Me -3 you real quick. That'd be kind of cool. Hardbacks. Yeah, none of these are really inspiring me at the moment. Profile. El Diablo. Yeah. El Diablo. That looks good to me. Tasks? What we got for tasks? Welcome back. Thank you. So how do we get the smoke? How do we get more smoke? It's do we like roll for it? Pandora's box? We have to get it from Pandora's box. Okay. And then how do we get that? We have to use our coins to get Pandora's box keys. Right. And then what? So, and then we get coins from our daily tasks. And what do these things do? Oh, the Clash Pass. And our Clash Pass, which is this, gets us into stuff like Schmoke and whatnot. Right. Okay, now I'm kind of getting down. This is the Pandora's box, not the Clash Pass. Where's the Clash Pass? Here we go. Right, it's this one. Right. Now we're back into it. Again, it's small things like this. I think that's like fine in terms of where those things are. There does probably need to be a little bit more clarity on how to get certain currencies, because that was like a few different steps of madness to be like, yeah, you get the smoke from Pandora's. You buy Pandora's, the gems, and you get gems with coins. Right. Gotcha. Word. Okay. Let's keep that in mind. All right, so we're switching off of extended base set theory, and we're gonna go with spores. Let's hop on here. That was pretty fast. Queue time was pretty nice. Yeah, we keep this one. We're going first. Why not? I could even expend a draw here, but I think we just lead double fives, and that could be fine. Oh. Oh, new UI stuff-ish. The text thing, it looks different. Let's just go with mag. Go with a little bit of a mags in here. I am auto-enchanting because right now it's probably fun to do that. Perfect. Queue time varies a lot depending on the time of day in my experience. Post-work EST on a weekday is by far the best experience. That sounds good to me. Hits for free! For free! I mean, y'all, I post on Twitter enough, yes. Let's special cast the Aepharos with water. Cast an attack. And now we got 2 5s. End phase. That's it. Again, we probably could have waited, but we'll see. You can always ping and hop on the Elestrals Discord and ping for challengers. Usually that gets me someone. That's not bad. That's not a bad way of doing it either. That was historically a thing for the app tournaments too, or the apps for a while. Oh. Bioblast. Nice. Okay, well we get, I think, a 2 for 1 here, if not a 3 for 1. And definitely should have been saved for a little bit. Oh. That's funny. When a player casts Thunderstorm. Oh. Okay. Is this anti... This is anti-thunderstorm tech? Wait, we're gonna get rocked. We're not really gonna get rocked. We'll be fine, because... Like... It's the mirror. Thunderstorm mirror rocks? This sounds horrendous. It sounds like it pivots completely on Titano Strike. Which is just kind of funny. This is okay, though. Check this out. Well... That's cool. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, in defense, that I think I would have gone attack mode anyway, just to have you give 2 back row. Bungalow? Ooh, Gorgon's actually top is pretty good. I'm just gonna go rando snipe this back row. Let's see if the Titano Strike activates and our opponent gets stripped up by the UI. What do we get? A Gorgons? Huge Gorgons. Huge Gorgons. Once we get Thunderstorm Circular in December, Shattered Stars, everyone is going to have those interactions. Oh god, true. True. Ah, heal 1. That's what that is. Gotcha. Word. Gas and attack. We'll snipe out the back row. If it's PTA, that's unfortunate, and we probably could have just gone for another Thunderstorm here, and then we would have cleared the entire board, but we'll hold the other Thunderstorm for like a Fun Glow setup. Was it shield? It was second Gorgon's Gaze. That's nice. That's nice. I guess there's no particular reason to do that. Also, by the way, this is why Lavalith can't come back. Like, if we had any other Elestral in hand, we'd be big chillin'. But for now, it's like, no, we're kind of... We just got a huge swing off of almost nothing. Let's go here. Draw. Yeah. Gonna draw? Sure. Oh! Perfect. I am gonna set another one because I feel like I have to. Uh-oh. Okay. I was like, ooh, please work, please work. Skip. Combat. We gotta leave him on the back row. If not, like, we're fine. We can just go Fun Glow into Supercell into Shenanigans. They would take 3 here, which is up our alley. Their shield. There was a world we Thunderstormed that one out, but that's fine. We also don't have the... we have no more Fire Spirits. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yikes a million. We're fine. We're completely fine here. And glad that was shield instead of Gorgons. With 2 Gorgons down, only 1 Gorgons to work with. Rabbit's huge. Unfortunately, this is really weird. This is definitely worth the Gorgons. Just keep them off of stuff. Definitely worth the Gorgons. Because we also know the 1 card in hand. They only had set up the 1 back row last time, so this should be enough to clean house. And I think we just walk it from here. All right. And this also still levels up for Lavalith, so we're fine. We'll cast the Fun Glow and attack. Yeah. Sounds good. Waiting for their Supercell to trigger, I guess, to heal back a Thunder. That's fine. We'll go ahead and go our Thunderstorm in attack. Attack Stadium Room. What are we, Baraboss? Are you Stadium Room presenting right now? Stealing that joke. We're gonna go with you, and then we're gonna go you. Chains work. That's huge. From the deck, we still had to do. Okay, it showed the hand first. This has got to get something changed. Brontoglow. Oh, I should have activated the OG Thunderstorm first. What am I doing? What am I doing, dog? It's okay. We'll just Thunderstorm for nothing, right? We'll just Thunderstorm for nothing. Biggest criticism of Clash right now is the auto mode is way too trigger happy. Get Gay Tsunami. I think that part's fine. For me, the part that is one of my larger criticisms is still the game speed doesn't quite feel as snappy. And I really like a good snappy experience from my playing. That's like, for what it's worth, kind of my big issue at the moment. It doesn't want to cast, so I don't even actually need to cast this correctly, right? And then Funglow still goes off. Yeah, and I also get the Supercell. That's sick. Just making sure that worked. Yeah, poorly sequenced, same. Like, legitimately, I was just like, I should have, the value should have been on outing their Thunderstorm, and then I don't have to misenchant that, which is fine. I get the heal back and everything. We get a lot more spirit efficient afterwards. Yeah, it's fine. We're not getting punished for it, so it's okay. But yeah, the other thing too is, like, for me, I would have loved to have these things be like there's a lot of actions, right? And right now the game is not quite done, but we have been sitting here a little bit of time. All those should have been a little faster. Also, this Funglow being a 6? Are you kidding? Are you joking? We're Brontoglowing! Brontoglow! To the polls! Funglow, kill. I've never seen a Funglow fly. This is wild. I don't mind the auto. The auto chain is it hasn't prompted me for a bad effect yet. The only times that it really comes up, I guess, is in like the battle phase stuff, but for now, I think that sounds pretty good to me. Also, Funglow could be wild. Also, if we had a third Brontoglow, we'd be going crazy mode. Oh, no! No! We will heal one. Brontoglow base. I love Brontoglow. The reduce the spirit deck is so good. It's just Toxion. Brontoglow becomes the most Thunderstorm. Hey, neat. We do have the out here. I think that was even before the target, but this should work. Suppress. Woe upon ye. -2, -2. I did see that in the Elestrals Discord. That's really funny. Running 3 in the next premiere. I think it's worth it, especially if you're like what I was told is that Brontoglow or Funglow supercharged or Funglow charged is kind of slept on at the moment. And that's, I think, true. Or maybe it's worth the experimentation with. Yeah, double T-Storm Funglow is so... I love it. Big love. But Brontoglow becomes the most spirit economy efficient card in the game. Legitimately. Did you remember to burn? I did. I did that time. That was their turn. Oh, going second? We'll keep. We keep this going second. Oh, Cthulhu, wait a minute! Wait a minute! No! Wait a minute, no! I tapped on promise, hey, no worries. You're good, you're good. You're good. I just had a jump scare. I was like, wait a minute, this is an actual board. No, it's Spark It! Oh, no. Wait, okay. There's one card here that bones us. Everything else is good. What? Oh no, those were the best. That was the good one. That was the good one. Okay, that one's pretty alright too. Alright, we'll go we'll go to Tenestray. That's funny. Yeah. We'll go ahead and add. We'll just try battle phase here. Oosh. Are you running the court order to Unkalith? You know it, baby. What's going on, Justin? Good to see you. Hello, hello. It's like the first, when you click the thunder filter, it's like the first card that pops up, and I'm like, say it less, absolutely. What's going on, Frazzle? Looking to see you. Sparking never misses, that's what I'm saying. Oh, by the way, the Australian event that's this coming weekend. Looking forward to that, by the way. I'll probably be entering. It's a reasonable time for me, because I'm usually up at those hours. I think it's like 7:30 my time to 3 a.m. That sounds good to me. Oh, the Mantle Olympus full art is so nice. That's so good. Ooh. Oh. Interesting. How do we do this? I think we go for this pop. This pop, go nuts. That sounds pretty good. Otherwise we go this, add this, cast this. No, that sounds about right. We'll go this, cast. We'll go you. I will be popping the boy. And then should be Zatanna striking time after them. Haven't opened Clash in about a month or two. Have they added all the live stream cards yet? No. So this is one thing in the beginning of the stream we were talking about, is that like this game. So I haven't played since August 11th. That's when Steam said the last time I logged on was. And it's funny because the last time that we were here, we were still in like Firestorm 5's format, and they've added Lockagon. They've added like the Thunder cards. Have had some Solar cards, but they're still pretty far behind, and they also have like a Duel Links style ban list. So where Duel Links, a Master Duel style ban list where this ban list is different than TCG. So they're still pretty far behind, but I would say there's a significant amount of live stream decks you can play. Like the Fire deck we were playing last night is completely inside of the game. Thunder is pretty much all there. I think there's no Thunder cards missing. The Lunar cards though, Lunar cards are still pretty behind. And there's like something else. Also, we're gonna get got by Unk right here. Unk one time. No, I was joking. No, I was just joking. No. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know if we can deal with this. I don't think we can deal with this one. Ooh. Oh no. It's an 11. Ah. Those top deck, you cannot be serious. Okay. Okay. As long as I can get to my own Unk, I think we're fine. Jesus, 4 damage is gnarly. I think I gotta go for that. Unk, our Lord and Savior. Unk, I was like, Unk is like the only thing that messes me up here. Holy, that's messed up. That would do it if I didn't have like the most insane fear or something. Actually, wait a minute. Oh god, yeah, the Titanic Strike would have been the way to go. Okay. We got to play this one slow, I think. And I don't think we have enough time to do that. Unless we draw our Unk, I just don't think there's a way. Oh no. Oh, that might just get us. No, we should be okay. 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 We should be. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. All right. Where Boom Bat? We definitely need to play Boom Bat. I was thinking about Boom Bat. I think Boom Bat instead of the Afro stuff. The Afro stuff is not as good as I thought that we need. Oh, it's Jolton again. Not Jolton again. No. Luckily, we're like kind of half safe here. Like we're not. Like we're in big trouble, but. One card should be able to do fine here. Oh. Okay. There's one card that saves us. And there's 2 cards that save us here. 3 cards that save us here. And I don't know if they're at all viable. But let's try it. Off top? That's not one of them. No, we lose. Oh! Boom Bat, the best 2 drop in the game. True. Oh no. Yeah, let's go back into the deck. Boom Bat is probably an inspired choice. The Afro stuff has been like kind of underwhelming. It's been fine, but I think we definitely need to drop this for something else. Boom Bats for sure. We need 3 more cards. That's the good question right there. Missing more frost? True. Unk. We manifested the Unk. We have the Lava Lift, we have Earthquake. I guess Cryo could work. But maybe not. Jolton is actually not a bad inclusion. Where's our Thunder cards? There's only 1 Rabbit. That'd be kind of crazy, by the way. This was, like... Imagine this. This is mainly this is a tweet for Bo, myself, and Ari. Imagine you win prize cards inside of Elestrals main events, and they give you like a special code to put into Clash. That's the artwork for your thing. Because at that point, I would definitely play the Rabbit at 3. Jolton, maybe. Wait, is there a Champ Zeus deck? Is Champ Zeus deck live? Oh, Race is at 3. Wait, Race is at 3 in this game. Wait, why are we? What? Race is incredible. In a format where most people are going Lockagon, Race to Top makes Thunder playable. Wait a minute. Oh, we were supposed to get Champ Bunnies? Were we? It's on 3 Race? Really? Champ Volt is scary. Champ Volt is legitimately pretty solid. I do like a good Champ Volt. Okay, we need 2 more cards? Jolton's not a bad, just general dude. Quackle would be kind of fun. Yeah, 3 Race seems crazy. Race seems, Race, Jolton, Olympus as like a removal engine seems kind of nice. But we'll see. Yo, what's going on, Julian? Everyone say hi, Julian. Good to see you. Racism is back? Huh? I will not be engaging with Race. I don't see Race. There's just Quackle. This whole line is Phosphocell, Quackle, Sonic Core, Sparkit. Sparkit's not a bad inclusion. Maybe third Titano Strike's not bad. Yeah, what's going on? How's it going? How's the new client? So far, pretty solid. I haven't actually noticed anything like extremely off about it or anything. Like this feels about how I thought it would be. The only difference is that like I haven't run into any major game-breaking bugs. I haven't run into anything that's outside of what I experienced a couple months ago. The big thing is that the card pool is a little bit limited, but that's like kind of fine. That's fairly normal from my understanding of this game, of the game so far. Let's see. as I'm stimming. Let us maybe 2 champ up is not that bad. Maybe just put bets. We need 2 more cards. And I can't imagine anything outside of this pool that like isn't that good. It might just be 2 champ up, the 3rd Funglow. Just to increase our odds and everything. Alright, play. Here we go again. Yeah, race to top at 3 is crazy. Now I can see why other people play Olympus Thunder. Yeah, kind of, right? The big thing about... I stand by it that race probably can come back and probably should. It would give Thunder a few different avenues of going. This hand's crazy. Like, you give Thunder a few different avenues of playing, and so you can either play like the what I imagine the deck list would be is amp up into race control, a la like we call it the Reagan, and that would be the way that Thunder probably builds outside of like Brontoglow even. I would say. What's our hand? It's definitely Thunderstorm. It's definitely OG Thunderstorm, for sure. And then we big set. This is functional. This is not even just functional. This is fine. There's a few things that I would like to see from this client as far as like snappiness goes. Like I want this to be like a little bit of a cleaner experience. Double frost, by the way. And I think there are some rough points around the edges in terms of card pool. That's the big one. That's the big talking point, is that like the card pool is so far behind. But I think people really get bottlenecked on that kind of stuff. More Frost Chimera is interesting. Shoutouts to Bo. Sure, draw card. Do we just let this Titano Strike slide? I think so. That doesn't seem bad to me. Yeah, yeah, we do, for sure. Never mind. No, we don't. I don't think we do that anymore. No, we do. How's the custom Clash ban list feel? Hasn't really come up yet for us, but it feels like it's okay. I don't particularly love that about the setup, not gonna lie to you. Big part of that is because like I would rather this be a 1-to-1 like analogous to the TCG for practice reasons and for getting new players into the game. But I'm not super stellar on it. More of a philosophically. In general, it hasn't really come up outside of maybe counter runes. This is the only point where I've seen people have like, this is like mad counter runes for almost no reason. Oh god, this is difficult. I think we could even just pass here, I think. I can expend a draw. We also have the water spirits in here still. That's actually pretty good. Let's do some deck thinning. Let's grab Amp Up and Champ Up. And then we have one more Amp Up, one more Champ Up in deck, I think. This will be a nice little bait for later. That would have been really great last time. Also, billing cards in hand, by the way. Alright. Blender. Good draw off the top. We still, I think, need to be able to see something to an expended draw. Oh, this is Lichen form effect. That's fine. Lichen form effect is a-okay with me. We can dig it. I do wish they would have a right click function for getting things out. Pitch bat. Pitch bat away. The big thing I think that Thunder kind of dies to in this scenario is like one Gorgons does kind of like mega blow us up. And this is where Hurricane goes crazy. Because so far we're back in the 5 style low to the ground. Control is the better way to play. And I think we should be okay. Well, it's kind of hard. It's gonna be tricky, but we can do it. Excuse me! Go Cryo Scorch! Oh, you gotta be kidding me, right? That's awesome. That's so good. That's like the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. That's awesome. Huh? That's what I'm saying. I can dig it. I can really dig it. Should cast a 5? I kind of want to cast a 5. 5 here feels really good. Is 5's the better play? We should cast a 6 actually. That was insane. No, I thought it worked. All right, Boom Bat, Save Me Boom Bat would be like the way to go. So I'm just gonna go for the easiest thing I can do here, unfortunately, which is have the out, and just hope they don't have anything else. Poison Tipped Arrow here will be kind of bad for us, but oh well. It's not like the end of the world, but it could be bad. Then we Thunderstorm it up, baby. Start off with start breaking apart this board. What if instead of casting a 5, we cast a 4? Oh, there's Gorgons! You're kidding. That's fine. We got rid of the Gorgons. And also, we don't have to expend our Titanostrike effects, which is okay. I'll just set an additional. And then next turn we do what? Let me check my deck. How do I check my deck? Is there a way I can check my cards in deck? That's the Master Duel thing. What am I doing? Because it gets +2 for each amp up, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. How big can we get our Lycavolt is the question. We still have our Boom Bats at 3 here, which does work for us. More Frost Chimera does kind of suck. That's fine. Maybe casting a 5 was the best way to go. Pitch bad, bring back Chimera. We are kind of mega boned here, unless we can get to, I think, specifically Arcolith. The double cast on the Cryo Scorch was like really deadly for almost no reason. But kind of nice, actually. Okay. Unfortunately, Gorgon's Gaze. Yeah. Eruption? Cooking. Actually cooking. Alright, save me, Unk, save me. I think it's the only thing that we can do. Like, realistically speaking. That's fine. We're gonna have to let that go through. We gotta take one less damage here, I think. It doesn't really matter all too much because we're on 4 regardless. And we die to 1 Gorgon's Gaze, 1 PTA, 1 shield anyways. Yikes. Big yikes. Boosh. Alright, Unk. Come in clutch or Supercell. Supercell kind of does it as well in some level. Nope, shield. Alright, we gotta go for champ up. Yep, champ up effect. Gotta discard OG. Or gotta discard the normal one, because we can just discard this one here. Cast out our Like a Bolt. Cast an attack, baby. Just win 5-head. Yo, what's going on? How's it going? Good to see you. I'm saying. No, legitimately. Bet it all on black, baby. Like a Bolt being a 16. Let's go. Nothing else in the deck. Sounds good to me. Fail to find. Set 1. And then we say, shield isn't real. Shield is not real. Fuck. All right. Oh well. Hey, we got something. Ooh, 15 wind spirits, 15 lunar spirits, reroll. And enchant 30 spirits. Okay, cool. We can do that. A Lamau. That was close. The Cryo Scorch Ascend, big unfortunate. Eruption, the best one, also kind of. I was really thinking about it. I'm like, that would be a good idea to do. Yeah. All right. You know, okay, here, you know what's gonna sound, this is gonna sound kind of bad. We've only realistically played 3 games of Clash. I feel like I've been on Clash for much longer than just, you know, we've been live total for about like 40 minutes inside of Clash specifically. And otherwise we've been yapping for the first like 40 minutes of the day. So that's one thing to note about, I think, the playing or play styling in Clash is that it feels like a lot of the games are slower than they potentially are. Up! Hey, we get a rematch. And they were rematches. You mulligan this one for sure. Not better. Not better. We'll keep. Not better, but we'll keep. Good old Lycan form. Nog. Big Nog. Maybe Nog is just like a card we should be considering in this deck. Alright, more Frost Chimera coming out. Chimera pitch to cast. Not bad. Pitch bat. Cool. Yep. Get out Lycan defense, Lycan prescribe, shouts to Dimax. Set 1, set to 2. No? Okay. Not great. Don't love anything that's happening right there. That is unfortunate. It's gonna draw. Not bad. Well, take 2. Thinking about this one. There's a world in which we get out of this, and there's a few different options we have. Yeah, Chimera form's fine. We're still not in like any sort of like immediate danger. This is kind of the fun part about this, I think. Yep. Yeah, we'll just take 1. And we'll take 2. And we'll take 3. Yeah. Cool. All right. A few different outs. We have start doing some damage here. Hopefully we can get into it. That's not one of them. But it is something. This hand is insane. We'll pass. We... What? This is so good. This is so good. No, y'all don't understand. This is so good for us. This is actually crazy for us right now. One thunderstorm would have been able to do it. Come on, come on. Eruption? Eruption's not bad for us. I actually think Eruption's like really fine on like a big level. If we draw Loblith next turn, you know what? I think we just concede on sheer bad luck for today. Ooh, double Eruption. I can dig it. That works for me. Supercell is like our main, I think, winner here. But we should be okay otherwise. Okay, let's pull this out from the depths of the top deck. That's not it. Okay, come on. Come on. I'm running 3 and 3 everything, aren't I? Yeah, 3 thunderstorms, 3 everything. That's unfortunate. All right, we run again. We run again. Oh, is that you? GG again? Absolutely. GG. It's funny, I was sitting there, I'm like, I had double Fun Glow, double Brontoglow, double Fun Glow in hand. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, for sure. No, yeah. That works great. Oh, no way! Yeah. I figured that we might be the only two people online at the moment. No, immediate mulligan here. That's this is not better. This one's playable. We'll keep this one in mind. Switch decks though? Okay, I think that given slightly better, I'm like, this would have worked out great. Oh, Toxicity. Okay. Ooh, a lunar deck. -2/-2 be upon you. That's pretty good. Let's go with the Amp Up. Amp Up line, let's grab the Amp Up Champ Up. And then we go Amp Up Effects. Grab Amp Up Champ Up. There we got it. Go for Titano Strike. Titano Strike effect. We'll grab Thunderstorm. And go ahead and set 2. And pass. We're low on spirits, but I think one Funglow kind of helps, as like it's kind of unfortunate that Funglow is like a main like choke point behind the deck. But again, I think that can be fixed relatively easily. Oh, Spectaris. Okay. I can PTA that. It's a really strange consideration here, but no, Poison Arrow is definitely the way to go. Yeah, that's fine. Ow. Yep, we put in Arrow here. Oh, it's a purple PTA on the side. That's kind of fun. Alright, destroy that. Get into Hydro. That's perfect. Okay. So here's the really weird one. But I think that we should be fine here. Otherwise, let's go for Amp Up. And then we go for Amp Up Effects. We'll discard the Champ Up. And we'll cast out the Leica Volt. Yep. And Battle Phase, let's see if we can get in something. A shield here would be obviously the worst, but oh well. Oh, Guardian of Light. Did I see a solar expend? No. Oh, you can return up to? Is that, it includes 0? Oh, it's just a negate attack. Interesting. Okay, so the back row then is Dense Fog. Gotcha. That's funny. I kind of forgot this was a heal up to. That's kind of insane. Kind of hilarious, actually. Oh, okay. Spectaris is an interesting choice. I do like it a lot. I think we will have to shield this. I think that does out our board otherwise. And I'll go for a U. I like it though. I like the suppression control type of idea. It's kind of neat. That works out really well, I think. This has to be, I think, specifically... We know the back row is Dense Fog plus card, so that's like kind of the fun one, I think, for us. Is we can now go U to go the back row. And they could just effectively chain both. Yep, that's Dense Fog for getting out the one suppressor -2/-2, so we're still at 5, which is fine. What do we get for the back row on this one? Is a Spoiled Fruit. I do like it, that's inspired. Cast this Funglow. And we cast this Funglow. There we go. We just have our bodies on board. I can't hit with this thing, so we just have to go battle phase, end phase. Huge. 15 Like a Volt's kind of funny. We do get got by quite literally just Spectaris. Which, again, the Toxiri being kind of obnoxious, but that's okay. Gotta focus on bowling here. Have a good stream. Absolutely. Thank you for hanging out with. And oh, is it we trade on 5, and I don't get to do this thing. But thanks for hopping in here. And Hunt Thunder, I'm hoping it does really well too. Well, I'm hoping it does something. Oh, I wish I had more to offer. Well, we can just go over, and we can just say Toxiri Unk is our win condition. And we can go on to, I think we have to just do all on Unk. And I wish I could cast somewhere else otherwise, but battle phase, we just have to do our chip damage now and hope that we can pull through. Supercell actually, I think, would have been killer here, given our spirit management a little better. We got a Spoiled Fruit out of that one. Dense Fog was kind of rough. Expended Draw. I'll take that. Okay, not bad. Ooh, again, would have loved for that to be as something we could do here. I don't think we can mess around with it being shield. I don't think. Though we do 7 here. I think we do just gotta go for you, and I'll go 1 off you, 1 off of the no, Toxiri can't crash with that one. Well, it can crash with both, I guess, technically. Yeah, we'd have to do a Unk split between you and you, I think. No. You and Unk, probably. Yeah. No, we said to double Unk. What am I saying? Yeah. What do we got that one? Poison arrow? Kind of fun. We literally can't do anything with that, so kind of fun. All right, we'll just go combat. Swing for 3. Put down for 7. And we'll go down for 5 here. And go down for an extra 1. Three fire spirits is kind of wild. I guess the idea would be, and again, that'd be hilarious if there was double eruption in this. 1 eruption would be hilarious. Gonna draw. We can dig it. Yep. Oh, Supercell. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. All right, let's go with Titana Strike. An attack with the Fire Spirit. Again, Thunder Spirit would have been killer with the Thunderstorm. But, oh well. GG's got this. Well, that was rough. The suppression control was real. I was like, why is this Toxiri messing me up? Kind of gnarly. And holy. I also forgot that Guardian of Light healing up to is effectively just a negate. I kind of forgot it's just a negate attack. Which is kind of funny to think about, considering the solar of it all. Holy. All right. That was pretty good. Thunder, still kind of fun. Love myself some of the double Brontoglow shenanigans. Let me go into the deck. And yeah, big fan of what's happening here. I still haven't seen, funny enough, the Boom Bat stuff come up at all, or any of our other removal side. It seems like we're drawing dead a lot, but this deck has a lot of like small pivot points that are just like not super great for us. And that's the really strange part. Whereas Gloombat's in the deck too. I actually wouldn't mind Gloombat in the deck even over the Amp Up stuff. Like giving us the extra ability to snipe out some extra back row would be nice, especially if there's like, if they're playing into 2. Then we also get the extra bodies on board for ascending or for swarming, because 6 is still very powerful. I also think that in general, having Like a Void in the Amp Up suite stuff could be kind of nice. Playing Lunar Thunder instead. But with Race and everything, it also makes it kind of difficult to assess there too. I'm not sure. Either way, we'll go next. We'll go next. I'll play probably 2 more on Spores. I'll use the Full Gorgons. Let's go. Ooh, excuse me. Let's go. Nice. Yeah, the art in this game does seem really nice. The art in this game works out really, really well, oddly enough. If I do a couple more on this, I might swap over to Fire. No way! Okay, so it's literally just you and me on the ladder at the moment. Fancy a game. That's hilarious. Sure. And that's maybe, you know what? Maybe the big thing about Elestrals Clash were the friends we made along the way. That works out really well. We'll go for this. I'll grab a Champ Up, Amp Up. And then we'll go Amp Up again. Clear out for Amp Up. I think we have another Champ Up. Nope. Just regular Amp Up. We searched 1 for 1. Warts and I just played 1, but yeah, seems like only a couple are queuing up. I had to swap to the pretty art. Let's go. Not true. It's it is funny. It's like that's the one big thing about Elestrals Clash is that while I would love to just casually queue up and play this game a little more often, the fact that it's the lower player count is not like an issue, but it does make it harder to say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to try to get a bunch of games in and a bunch of varied games, a bunch of different stuff back to back. Toxiri! Oh, God. Back on this. Oh, very true. Very, very true. Hi, Elestrals. Yo, it's gone PK. Good to see you. Yo, me too. That's what I'm saying. Oh, by the way, listen, I'm trying to train for my premieres. Uh-oh. Double back row. That's kind of rough. Triple back row. This is where the Gloom Bats come in, baby. Where the Gloom Bats come in. This is fun. 4 back row. This is where the Hurricane comes in. Okay, this is fun. There does need to be a Thunder card for back row, I think, on some level. It's not. That works. Okay, let's just go cast Amp Up. I think cast Amp Up is the way to go. Is this the training arc? This is unfortunately not the training arc. We are not yet, at least. I don't know if it's in here. Card pool is not quite there yet, and we're having a great time otherwise. Help me, JK. I'm not doing another one. No, you should. You should definitely do another one. You 100% should do another one. You do great. Mine, you would do crazy. The speed, the player count did improve the timer, which gives you much more time they had previous in the last patch, but it's still worth noting they pivoted in December to update the stabilizing client. Yeah, that's effectively what I understand about this too, is they are doing major patching instead of doing Pandora's box main. That's crazy. Thunderstorm and Brontoglow? I needed those, kind of. Okay, that's weird. All right. That was actually a pretty good swing turn for us, not gonna lie. Toxiri in the defense is messing us up. We would need like some sort of glow to have us work here. But I think I can appreciate making the client a little more fleshed out than delaying the cards, yeah. And again, they do need the cards in here. 2 back row out of that, though, was very, very worth it. It's been a draw. Interesting. Okay. This is also fine. Yeah, I think we just, I think we do this. Yeah, I think we get rid of the Toxiri for sure. Clashnet going public, the IRL, Carlos scrubbing me. Had to really play some decks. Call me hater, but I don't know about Brontoglow being the best Thunder deck. I think that the Champ Zeus deck is the better Thunder deck, unironically. I think Champ Zeus is actually really good, but the Thunder stuff is cool. It just feels like there's a lot of like choke points where I have to be able to bait the back row out and play so much like tech stuff in there. But for sure, it's like, I can agree that there's definitely the better the better deck out there. It's just underexplored. I think it's like still fine, but I think it's good. I think Zeus Champ is the way to go. Feels awkward to me. Yeah, it does. It definitely does. Okay, this one's gonna be kind of weird, but I think we can do this in such a way that baits the back row, but in a bad way. I don't love how we have to sequence this to keep tempo, but I think we do anyways, right? So we do it like this, I think, which I don't love. Again, hate this. Hate this. Heal back up 1. Yeah, I think ClashNet is a big savior for people who are looking to play online for a spoiled fruit. Negate that effect and destroy that card. Whoa. Okay, that's messed up. I think we still special cast the Fun Glow. This is actually really funny. And then special cast the Fun Glow. This is probably not good for us to do, but we have to do this on some level. But yeah, the ClashNet is a legitimately an insanely good tool for the community to kind of get their fix on things, and it's just, as far as I'm concerned, just as good for certain things. Okay, so now we just what? Yeah, we baited all the back row that way. I don't love that, but you know, cool. All right, we have finally now engineered a state to where they have a dense fog in hand, and like something that they can do. Oh, Salishade. That's Gore, my comfort character. No, Unk! No, Unk, no! Is that Unk and another Brontoglow? Supercell, at least. Unk would have been great here. This does mean this Boombat is not long for this Earth. Why no gaze? You know, I didn't read Salishade's effect fully. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've only ever seen this card in dreams, and I should be expecting anything on Clash, to be fair. But I think the top cards were Supercell anyways, which honestly are kind of rough. We are gonna get got by a. No, that's pretty good. I now would have really hoped for okay, that's pretty good. For something more, but oh well. Tennis Strike, cast and attack. You're right, Boombat is the greatest Ascension in the game. Okay, what's left in the deck? I think we have to grab OG Thunderstorm. We have enough spirits for it. And we go combat. We swang. We have a Threaten of the Boombat reenchant. Shouts to our Australians, by the way. Gonna grind Champ Zeus once I get my PP2 Sparkets. Yo, the Sparkets are really nice. I also think the Reverse Stellar Sparkets are so good. My one joke I have of the Marble Rare Zeus, the Marble Rare Zeus Sparkets is like, damn, Zeus is fast as hell. Zeus fast as hell. He's just running aside the Sparket. Brontoglow is fun. Brontoglow good. Brontoglow's got some big weaknesses. Champ Zeus, though, I think is like maybe where it's at. Okay, we know Dense Fog is back there, which is kind of huge. Bust. I haven't played, been playing, but I got my stellar live stream zoo stuff. Really? Yo. Let's go. The what's this? So it's Ampups, which I did end up getting one, which is pretty good. Sorry, Boom Bap's kind of funny. I did end up getting one of the stellar Ampups. It's 21, and okay, well that's Supercell gone and Tsunami. Oh, that's mill of my comfort deck. And then what else do I have? And then the Ampups. I guess no, those are stellar in the deck. What else is stellar in the live stream? Is it Lycavolt? I know it's Ampup, Sparkit, Lycavolt? Question mark? Getting here super late. What's going on, Andrew? Hello, good to see you. Kirby Air Rise demo is underwhelming. I think that Kirby Air Rise demo is like kind of interesting. I do like it, oddly enough, and it's like it is really funny because I what, 4 spirits left? I can do this. I do think that I think it looks pretty good. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but I really can't wait for this I guess it comes out tomorrow, doesn't it? Okay, well that's suppression of my comfort deck. I need to stop with that bit. Battle phase then. Sure. Look like it only has the full art. I gotcha. Guardian of Light. Guardian of Light here is pretty good. Oh, I see. Interesting. There was an argument maybe there to Thunderstorm, but I'm just gonna wait. Salashade here would be kind of unfortunate. Ambrosia's kind of rough, but we're fine. So wait, what is in the demo for the Kirby Air Riders demo? What's in the demo? Zeus Gorgons, or the Champ Strike Zeus Gorgons. Spend a draw. Don't mind that. I think I have maybe one more Brontoglow left. Maybe not. 2? Okay. Sure. Can deal with that. I have no Earth Spirits. It came up. Earthless Quake finally came up. No way. That's so funny. That's so funny and so silly. So funny and so silly. That's incredibly funny. That's so stupid. 3 after this, right? Yeah. Target this back row. Oh, I have 1 left. Oh god, you know, the math portion is kind of crazy. I thought I had 5 left for some reason. I guess 5 including these 2 on the board. Because now my Brontoglow supercharged can't actually go off. Or it can, but it's a special cast. It doesn't actually have to do anything crazy. Yeah, that's fine. Boom bat, no! From hand. It's gonna be the best water enchanted Elestral in the game. Crazy good water enchant. Yep, and then I think if we're this low, you know, we might as well say, fire in, fire down. Is the Champion Zeus stuff in Clash? Let me check out and see what's missing, because I do want to build that deck here. I do think most of it is here, though. Because the new, I know the new Ampup, the new, I think everything is in here, actually, oddly enough. Titanic Strike. Guardian of Light would be hilarious. I know the Amp Up stuff is in here. We have the Sparkit that's in here. Zeus's Call is in here. Griffuse, and I think maybe Voltempest is in here. Oh, Dense Fog. Ooh, okay. I see. Amp Up in for 2. Brontoglow would have been really fun to get off here if I was at all in the spirit management realm of things, but I think in some level we end up doing just fine in our little misplay of the spirit management side of things. The way that the spirit deck showcases like the spirits for taking, like putting back spirits is a little rough, but go Funglow, go! So we'll see. All right, yeah, let's build the Champ Zoo stuff. The Champ Zoo stuff that is here, we have Amp Up is here. We've got the Fulgaris is here. You got GG. Hey, GG's, that was pretty good. I was not expecting Mill. I was like, oh God, wait a minute. Champ Zeus of the Lycavolt is here. We have Sparkit is here. And Titanostrike's here. Oh, and we also have the Voltempest. Do we have Griffuse? No Griffuse. So I don't even know if the Griffuse matters, but for the most part, like we do have the big jump scare, which I think is pretty good. And then we have the OG Zeus, which is nice. The Griffuse is a little bit of a weird exclusion, I think, but it's probably not the worst thing in the world. That's probably one of the better cards, and I'm really thinking about it, to play around things like Poison Tipped Arrow. But it's not that bad. The Amp Up Zeus line is like, okay. Yeah, the Griffuse Zeus Sparkit's really relevant. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because anytime I've ever played that deck, it's like Griffuse is the best, one of the better cards to play. You go with Sparkit, take the Zeus's Call, get Griffuse to hit over things. Or to ascend instead of like Titanostrikes to, if they get Poison Tipped Arrowed for some reason. I think in this deck, you'd play like a triple race build, I think. It'd probably be like 3. I don't even really want to play old Volt, but could be old Volt. 3, 2, 3, 1. 3. Onk. Yeah, Volt's probably 1/1. I think so. Like I like old Volt. I like new Volt. Old Volt is kind of fine, but that means we also need to play two champ up, which maybe is fair because like there's like a line for it. Let's add in our runes real quick. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Altar is probably still crazy. Maybe Ambrosia. I can see this deck running Ambrosia because it's not really a way to heal in this deck. Not too much unless you're playing Quackles, which is probably fine. Earthquake for 1. Tsunami for Dwa. And we're at 36. Lol. So last card is Zeus's Call. What are we missing here? Not a lot of starters. I mean, we kind of have some starters. You have 3, and then Amp Up is 3 for 6. Champ Zeus is 3. I guess it would be for 4 cards left. 16 Elestrals, 20 runes. We kind of want to play Jolton, I think. I think Jolton's not... I think out of this card pool, Jolton Race is maybe it, but I don't know. We'll see. Boombats, probably. Boombats, probably. Rabbit as a 1-of. Yeah, Rabbit as a 1-of is not bad. We also just have the 1-of. Magnaris Aepharos. I think Magnaris Aepharos does have a home here. It's mainly, I think, because it's like, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't. It can. I think it's not a bad idea because then we can, you know, ascend Lycovolts. We have the 2/5s, which is still strong. It's an easy way to out certain type of stat lines. But yeah, 2/8 attackers with Zeus, right? Like functional 2/8 attackers is kind of nice. The problem is that we have to cut down on like Titano strikes, which is probably fine. Like cut a Titano strike, cut even Fulgaris is not great. I mean, that's like the thing with Champ Zeus. 2 Jolt, 1 Olympus. I can 2. I don't love Rabbit, but no, Rabbit's still fine. Or Rabbit's hard to deal with ultimately. Boombat's the one I'm not super loving, but I think I like it better than the Magnero stuff. I think we have to cut Thunderstorm. Why is Thunderstorm at 2? And then it's I actually wouldn't even mind a 1/1 Jolton. Yeah, I'll probably keep Bat. I think it's just a just in case thing. It's probably fine to have 1/1 Olympus Bat. Magneros for the Olympus making it a 6 is kind of nice. I think for follow-ups. But I think at this point we're building 5s again, or some level we're building 5s. 2-1 split for Jolton. But if we're playing that, should we play Race? Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. I wish Jolton was a champion of Zeus. Olympus Race the top? Yeah, we have the Olympus out. Race top would be good. It's the problem is that we can't really see Race top like consistently. Like we can for sure, but like maybe. This actually doesn't really have a problem with dealing with a lot of cards. It's mainly the dealing with mainly dealing with the back row is kind of hard-ish. Hard-ish. I'll say hard-ish. Spark It adding to Griff use is pretty important, but not the end of the world. Spark It, Search Zeus, Search Zeus's Call, gets us our follow-up plays for next turn, gets us our Ampups. Stadiums are somewhat good. 2 Thunderstorms still. Yeah, we'd be over by 1 card. We'd have to get rid of maybe Ambrosia? We have Unk, so that's like our 1 cheat is Unk. Maybe 1 Zeus. Like Zeus kind of functions in the 3/3 zone. Maybe 2 Zeus's Call, or how often are we really doing Zeus's Call? And we can search with the Spark It. It's definitely the weaker one. Cuz. Don't worry about it, cuz. We're playing 16 Thunder Spirits. Whoa. We probably need Lavalith as well. In my heart of hearts, I want to keep Lavalith on some level. But let's queue up with that and see how it works. Sure, we'll get some coins, get some spirits in. Achievements, what can I get? 100. Let's go. Lavalith, I don't know. Yeah, it's like I think I'm Dimax pilled with it. Like I know Dimax is like a Lavalith into everything. All right, let's try out our list. Oh, it's true. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, why would we have Lavalith whenever we're having spirits on board more consistently? That's good. That's a good point. I kind of forget about that half the time. I'm like, oh, Zeus is not going to stick anymore. We're doing Zeus for 2, like the old days. Like the old days. waiting. Ooh, waiting. Oh, waiting. Yo, what's going on, Brightman? Hello, good to see you. Hello, hello. What's your favorite element to play with? I love playing Thunder. Thunder's like my comfort pick for the most part. If I'm looking at a format, I'm always checking out what's new with Thunder. I don't know why. It's not even that I particularly have like an insane attachment to these cards, except for specifically Unk. But I would probably say Thunder is my number one. Next, Solar. Big fan of Solar. All the solar cards are really cool. They all do interesting things, and Solar as an element has like such a neat like style of play. I also think after that, probably my sleeper pick is Fire, and not for any good reason. Fire is one of those elements that it's like oh, I like all these cards are like pet deck cards to me, where Fire has never been like particularly the best deck in the room, but they all seem so fun, and I love the core concept of a lot of them. They're pretty great. So it's like Thunder, Solar, and Fire are like my top three to kind of check out and circulate. But the true sleeper pick is Water. I don't know why. Water is always a deck that I'm looking at and saying to myself, this will always be good for X amount of reasons. The highest density of quality dudes in Elestrals is always Water, and the Water has also some of the cutest Elestrals in the game. I was for a while thinking it was going to be Lunar. I was like, oh, it's going to be, I would have loved to play inside of Lunar. But for some reason, I haven't seen a Lunar deck yet that really says this is a Swole Axe deck. So for now, Thunder, Solar, Fire, usually in that order, is what I check out first. Yeah, Water might as well be my least favorite for some reason, or play Earth. They just don't speak to me at all. Earth, I think, has a lot of great stuff. I thought I was going to be a big Earth guy for a while, because Earth is super sick. Loves me some earthy tones. But right now, some of the game plans, some of the things that it does, Moss Station and the whole like the new Demeter champ stuff, that I think is really cool. Everything else, it's alright. Fire speaks to me on a spiritual level. Fire is the unsung hero of Elestrals. There's so many cool things to do with Fire, and I haven't seen a Fire deck work as well as the Magnetonics deck, more specifically. Like, they cracked the code on this deck, and it legitimately is one of the most fun strategies that I've played in a while in terms of Fire. Fire has like Blazers OTK, which was kind of its idea before, or maybe you could play in a supplemental engine, like has some of the best like statted dudes in Elestrals. Fire Artifacts was pretty close as well, but kind of just played a little bit differently than the current version of Fire. What would say is the main goal of each element, like identity of each. So this is something that I think Elestrals in general will get better at as the card pool progresses and kind of the deck archetypes progress, is that before I would say each element had like things it did in the middle of it all. But the main problem was that they didn't have like a core identity. You were kind of just playing the best cards in the game altogether. And that was your, like, so it didn't really matter that maybe solar is the Fortell deck, or fire is the burn deck, or the aggro deck. Water is the heal deck. They don't really do that in Elestrals. Instead, like, you have some commonalities between the Elestrals themselves. So thematically speaking, that's kind of the way to go. And so that's kind of the difficulty part with stuff like Earth, for example, is what is Earth's identity? Is it destruction? Is it removal? Kind of, but not really, because each Elestral has its own little different game plan. So in terms of archetypes, it's less about the spirit and more about the actual Elestral themselves. Or more about the champions of Zeus do things. And this is what the champion of Zeus deck does. Or the champions of Apollo deck does this, and this is what the champion Apollo deck does. And those things are much easier to pin down now that the card pool is much bigger. But before, it would be like fire is the burn and aggro deck, water is the heal deck, thunder is the thunder and earth always like occupy the same slot for some reason as far as removal goes. Frost is the underworld deck, lunar is the suppression deck, and that's still somewhat true. But it is much harder, I think, to pin down now because you're building more off of the Elestral, less so than the element, which is a good thing. We want game plans, I think, more often than not, as the generic deck stuff tends to see a little bit less tends to be a little bit less interesting from a dissection standpoint. I don't know. Maybe that's like not a fair assessment, but we'll see. All right, we're backing out of the queue. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, in the meantime, as we are waiting for this one, well, what are we gonna do? Oh, actually, let me go back. Is it this one? Ah, it is. Yeah, this is what I did before. Oh! Oh no! I just loaded up another game. No. Okay. Going second? Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll keep this one. Got jump scared a little bit. I started another game. I was like, oh well. I mean, if I'm gonna be sitting here in queue, I might as well. Lockagon. Alright, we can deal with Lockagon. Aphrodite. Aphrodite, search the foamy. See, this is, I think, where Funglow deck goes crazy into the Aphrodite. Pop the Aphrodite with the Thunderstorm, hit over foamy, leave him on a little bit of a tempo burner. I think we're still fine here, though, as we have outs to almost everything. Okay. What are we saying with this expend? What do we get? What do we get in here? Makes sense about the identities. I feel like other games like Magic Gathering is more established specific colors. Absolutely. And that's still kind of true for the most part in terms of like Elestrals has some stuff about that. But, oh, that's pretty good. I think we're still fine here for the most part. Log-wise, what do they search? I have to... It's indecipherable. Okay, so I think we start off with... Let's just, yeah, let's just expand our deck. Just do this whole thing. Let's go and grab Amp Up, Champ Up. We need like a slight way to build wide, but I think that's okay. Amp Up effect. Got it down for bed. See y'all. Absolutely. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and we'll probably be live a little bit later too sometime, but I appreciate you being here, and hopefully you have a good rest of the night. We might also be done here in a little bit too. We're getting about to the point where I'm like yeah, I think we're almost clashed out. Well, we're at 3-3 here. Here's the really strange part, is I think Titano Strike might just be the way. What? What? Oh my God, we took too long. We took too long. It timed us out of the main phase. I was like, what do we do here? It's like, why did it take back our Zeus? Makes sense. That's fine. On some level, that's fine. We'll just wait. Oh, we need Wind Spirits. We don't have a Wind Spirit for our Champful Tempest. Yikes. That's okay. We can still deal with this nonsense, I think. Grab Aphrodite, for sure. And this is where probably the... Oh, just one. Probably the Magnar's Aphro stuff with our double Zeus, with our Zeus line, probably could have cleared out 2 and kept us ahead. This is also the issue, is having some sort of wide board play. That's fine. We'll be A-okay here. Back row, if it's exactly Gorgons, I think we are in trouble, but even then, I think we're fine. We might even try for new Volts. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense extremely. Okay, let's try and clear board. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it, but we'll try. We'll try. Okay. Well, I guess we'll try for Amp Up here. Gorgon's Gaze. Okay. That works for me. And once again, having the Voltempest Wind properly enchanted would have been crazy here. That's just on us. Okay, question here is what do we do from this position? Do we just go here for another one? Probably not, it's probably fine. This is okay. We're gonna take a little bit of damage here, but that'll be all right. Totally forgot about that Wind Spirit. But hey, what do you expect from Swolax, from Swole Earthless Quakelax? If you're ever curious to know how it happened. Okay, we ascend over for Champ Lockagon. Champ Lockagon's pretty good here. This gets into OG Lockagon, pop, and they hit us for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 6. 6. Aphrodite, Disenchant. Get value off the Lockagon. Pop heal. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world at all. Cast out for lock. For sure. For 2. Down to 8. It's a 7. No, crazy. It's a 6-7. No way. Heal back. Pop the pup. Pop. Okay. And we just take 1 billion damage here. 1. Back row set I think is maybe the end of it, but not. It depends on what back row it is. 9 spirits left for them is also kind of wild, but we should be able to clear both locks just in case here. That's kind of the killer part. Oh, okay, we're fine. I actually don't even know if I really want the earth spirits anymore. We're definitely taking this and no, we have an ambrosia. We'll go for a thunder spirit for now. We're taking how much here? 6 whole total. And I don't really think I need the thunders all too much. Not really. 3, 2, and if it falls to 0, destroy it. No, I can hit over that one, and I can destroy the Magneros. I can't kill both, can I? I might be able to. I have to, but I have to use the Earth Spirits. Yeah, I have to do that, and I have to destroy the Earth Spirits. And also, that means they have a 5 line for another Lockagon, potentially. I think that's what this means. Because I can't just do... Unless I draw another Zeus on some level. Yeah. Kind of rough. Thunderstorm would have gone crazy, but oh well. Alright, we cast Amp Up and attack. Amp Up effect here, expend the 1 and go Amp Up. We have to do it from the hand, the Zeus Champ Up, I think. No, we might as well go for the Rip one, because we don't really... Unless I'm going for Zeus Amp Up on the second, Earthquake on 1, Zeus down 1 to kill, and then we hit 1, so we clear 3 here instead of just clear 2. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, but we'll just rip out a card from hand. And it'll make it huge, so that's fine. Otherwise, we'd be able to do both on some level. But a 16 is kind of gnarly, just gonna point that out there. Earthquake. Oh, hello? Okay. Kill this Lockagon. Yep. And we'll go ahead and go combat over lock. Discard a card. Ah, neat. It's probably gonna be the Ambrosia. And we don't have an easy way to get to things. Sometimes. But yo, you play Earth Spirits for EQ? I know! We didn't for the last one, and it actually came up. Earthless Quake came up. We also now, though, are not playing a Wind Spirit for our Volt champ, which we desperately need now. So that's kind of the fun part about this. The crazy part is we could have maybe cleared 3 bodies with the Lycavolt, with the new Lycavolt, but I don't know if that was really optimal for us. We still have a line to go into something here. I just don't know what that is particularly. They do have the Foamy champ, or they have Foamy, they have Double Tad Puff, Aphoros in hand, plus Blank is kind of our current card knowledge of their hand. So we'll see how that works. Shout out to Underworld position 10, by the way. I think we just got lucky with this one. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we just honestly got lucky with this one in terms of like if we walk out of this one alive at all. Because they have to have a draw of like a Foamy cast. The Foamy cast, change position of both the defense, probably smart just to get some bodies in. Got lucky. True. Wait a minute. True. Uh-oh. What's the idea here? Oh, they ran out of time. That's what it is. The answer lock, answer Aphro, GG's. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they were confused on that one too. They did it to me earlier, and it ended up working out. 1-1-1 for 3. We have to have another 5 body. Effectively the Fulgaris here. I wish I had another body to ascend over this Zeus for. Ambrosia is really nice though. That's actually the best card in our deck. That's effectively Quackle. Quackle would have been crazy too. The deck's really expensive with the Thunder Spirits. We are just getting back 3 Tunders though. Just back on 5. Zeus, please. Zeus, please. Zeus, please. And then I think we'll just go for a 2 Zeus here. Enchant 1 for 1. We don't really need it in this game state more often than we need to, so I'm just gonna go for a Champ Zeus here though. Puts on 2 spirits for Zeus's Call. And I think we have to go for Titana Strike could be nice. Spark It is probably the best thing we could do outside of we have Fulgaris. But it's probably just Titana Strike for the body. It's a 4 body that's hard to deal with. The tsunami is jarring. Yo, it's on Cobalt. Good to see you. Hey, by the way, I think I might see you Saturday. Is that when the event is? No, it is. It is incredibly jarring. But it's a lot of fun. It's so ugly and gaudy. I love and hate it. Truthfully. Truthfully. Tsunami best deck, baby. It's bad. Saundersoon. Yeah, whichever way the production gets it right. Sunday for me would be amazing to have you there. Absolutely. I'm awake during that time period. 7 to 3 a.m. my time. I think it's when it is, based off of the ClashNet stuff. That's my jam. If I can establish this Lycavolt next, I think we are kind of golden. All right, battle phase. Oh, they're on it. Oh, they're okay. Did they just AFK? Maybe. Maybe. I guess we're just gonna wait here for a second. Okay. Yay! Yeah, premieres have been starting 2 a.m. Cheese sauce. That's rough. Clash Pass? Whoa, loud. All right, so we're going back on cuz. I forgot Spirit Deck. We do have to get rid of 1 Zaptor for 1 Lycanroc. Keep. Okay. All right, we'll play 1 more here and see how it goes. That was not too bad. We did get lucky Lockheed. But yeah, overall, could be better. Hey, Tim Caster. Going second. Ooh, I like this one a lot, actually. I like this one a lot. Keep that. Champ Moss Station in Clash already. I'm saying, I wonder how hard that is for them to code, because legitimately, I think that Champ Moss, because you can play the entirety of it. They have their Isis, they have Torch. I did play that deck a lot, by the way. I've been testing with that strategy, and it's so fun. It actually, it might be the deck I take to the Premier, to the Cobalt Sanderson Premier, the Premier Down Under. Otherwise, it's gonna be like the Fire deck. This Leonite list is so good too. Otherwise, it's gotta be Crabs, right? Did you remember the Wind Spirit? I did. I did remember the Wind Spirit. Wind Spirit is in here. Thank God the Wind Spirit's in here. Not in this deck, but inside of the deck. Let me just double check, make sure. Yes, okay, thank God. But Leonite strategy, it's either Lion or Crabs. One of the two. And I'm kind of cooking on the Crabs deck. I have a build that I think is pretty solid. Oh. Lakagon. Crabs is crazy fun. I actually had a blast playing the two premieres ago. I think an updated version is like... Ooh, that's my jam. All right, let's go for Amp Up. The updated version, I not like recommend, but I actually think some of the best card combinations in the deck, just kind of period, is the, like, what's it called? Strategy. It's the Volcaries into Thyrisis and Torch. That is a crazy combination of Foretell draw. Bonkers nuts. The only one back row, I guess let's fire it off. Why not? If it's not Gorgons, we win. Kind of. And if it is Gorgons, we still are fine. We just, you know, play a little bit differently. Also, 14 spirits, by the way. I am going to discard the Champ Up, because I don't need the other one, but it's fine if we get the other one. It's got to be Lycavolt, though. Lycavolt's still removal. And we don't really care about the hand rip all too much. Not really. Like, Tadpuff could be nice here, but we're kind of fine, especially with no Hurricane in the meta. This card is kind of bonkers, though. And if they have a PTA in the back, value. Value. This card plays much better around PTA in this scenario, but almost not any sort of other anything else other than that. Yeah, that was pretty big. Unfortunate that we did waste our other Champ Up. That's gonna be kind of fun. So we'll just deal 2 and then start to really hammer home. One of the Lumaries on Volcaries, build last prem. I think it's, oh yeah, that's right. Was it Fraz? Or was it Dooms? Because I thought I saw that someone playing 3 Volcaries, which I think is perfect. Like, you play the artifact side of it a little heavier, slightly. And then, like, the version I think I'm rocking with is like Helios main for the extra removal. Something else is in there as well. And I think that actually makes it like really, really nice. But it's also kind of crazy into 5 style shenanigans too. Down to 9 spirits is nice, by the way. Resout. That's right. I was like, I think I saw someone along the lines in when Skyhawk was reviewing some of the decks that I saw that someone was there. Oh, Aphoros. Okay. All right. Aphoros is all right. Oh, they're going fish. The fish side is really funny here. And again, considering the fact that I kind of wish we were on the 3rd Champ Up, but 3rd Champ Up is perfectly okay. We'll deal. We will deal accordingly. We'll deal accordingly. Nexus from where to where is the question. Probably from the Aphrodite to one of the Aphroses, probably. That receives in a Nexus this way. I don't really care too much about that, I guess. Not really. They still can't really deal with our dude. Browse on a standard build, but some random guy was on Crabs too. Skylock did a deck review. Yeah, it was on the Skylock's Twitch yesterday, going over every deck from the tournament. It was like half every deck stream, half just kind of like point out some of the smaller meta trends. It was still pretty good though. Big fan of it. It was a lot of fun to sit in on. I guess we go for Water Spirits first. Nine spirits. All right. So now Rabbit can kind of carry us here, I think. Not Poison Arrow would be kind of tragic, but oh well. That's one of the best cards in the deck, but again, would have hoped that we get something crazier here. We'll just take it slow. Go for Rabbit. If it's Poison Tipped Arrow, great. We bait out the Poison Tipped Arrow, and we have a little bit of fun here. This is definitely the play. Draw, do nothing is so funny of a sentiment here. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, what a weird way to put that in terms of how that function works. I was kind of confused. I'm like, I picked this one, no? Lock-on. Okay, that's fine. Lock-on effect to heal. That's an easy that's an easy Gorgon's Gaze for us. And this Aphros is a 4 now. Say less. Got his car stolen by lock-on sometime? Better lock up that car. Oh, saying awful. Crazy. This is the Unk combo, right? We go Unk, cast an attack, and then we have an Astrabbit here to enchant. Gorgon's face down for sure. It's got to be Gorgon's, and that's fine. Like if it's a Gorgon's, then we're still very much chilling. Because the Arcolith on repeat is still a 6 body they have to deal with, and then I have follow up for what I need next turns, which is nice. But yeah, Lock-on's a menace. And we just go 1, 2, 3 here. We go 1, 2, 3. Confirm. We go 1, 2, 3. Astrabbit effect activates here. This is the best possible combination of things we can do. It's not Gorgon's, it looks like. How's the deck? It's okay, it was Gorgon's. It's interesting. We got lucky last time by us kind of waiting out some draws, and we definitely got into a scenario where it's gotta be the Ambrosia, where we just sat on a big 16 body and ended up ripping cards. We did have our Earthquake to out our opponent's board, which is super nice. Big fan of it. Alternatively here, though, we were still in like a little bit of trouble, but not the end of the world. So don't love that. I am going to Ambrosia off the Unk, though. But it's been performing-ish. The best cards in the deck are the Lycavoid stuff. We do have a pretty nice Lycavoid, Lycavolt stuff. Like, we were able to play better on PTA with the new Champ Lycavolt, but I do wish we had an extra Amp Up just to go into both Lycavolts, because I think this Amp Up would have gotten insane value, and we would have been able to help clear house a little better. And potentially go in, like have this Arcolith be a little bit more safe. But Rabbit also strong. Rabbit's good into this deck. Yeah, this one's good. Check this out. OG Lockagon for sure. 9 attack. That's crazy. That's wild, in fact. Heal 1. Yeah, allow that. Gorgon's Gaze. I don't know if I need the Earth Spirits anymore. We're getting kind of late. But I can deal with that Lock-Gun later, too. The Spark It jump scare here that's going to happen is a little bit scary for them, I think. So I do love that for us. They do have an Ascension they can still make here. So they could go... Yeah, actually, wait a minute. I should have paid for Gorgons off the one off the Arcolith. Yeah, OG Lock, Ascend the Aepharos over Lock, can hit over Unk. Take 1, cast 3, swing 3. Unless they got a shield in the back, I think, here, then we're not doing too hot. Yep. Lock on heal, lock on swing. Yep. Pop the Unk. Makes sense, makes sense. Makes sense, makes sense. Yo, no way! Craziest shield of all time. Rabbit, still the GOAT. 5 defense. You can't make that up. Insane how that works. An 11 body is kind of obnoxious, though. Don't love that. Gorgon's Gaze is very good for us here, though. Okay, so we're going to have to go for Spark It, cast into attack, which makes sense. Makes sense. We're going to have to grab... Zeus. Yeah, grab Zeus here, which I don't love the fact that we have to do this like crash shenanigans on our plate. But I think that's what we have to do. Otherwise, we could have casted, I guess, the Amp Up for the next turn and have that be fine. Maybe we could have waited until we had the Zeus out. How could I have sequenced that better? Maybe nothing crazy. Zeus for 2, I want to say. Yeah, it's gotta be Zeus for 2. And then we set 1. We go Zeus effects to... We take 1 damage here on the trade of the lock. Which is fine. We'll make that thing big. We'll just change this to attack. The question is, what do we want to do with the Rabbit? Or do we want to leave the Spark It up to crash? I think we have to leave up the Spark It. No, we have to go for the lock. Unfortunately, this is just the way. It's just the way. All right. It's just the way. Oh. Well, no, Mag will definitely do it. Yeah, we lose. I was trying to think of a scenario where we could engineer like a crash of the Lockagons, but Mag does it. Mag absolutely does it. Yikes. There, I think if we had the third champ up, we go into new Lycavolt, and new Lycavolt just clears the board and wins us the game there. So, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Okay, let's let me think here. What I really want to do with the rest of this. I think I can get my final my final kind of thoughts down here on Clash and the state of Clash as a whole. Currently, right now, I think as far as the cards in the game goes, they're not like too far behind in terms of decks that most people would want to play anyways. There's a few notable exceptions, like Solar obviously is a pretty big one. There's still certain cards, like I think in the Earth package, that we're missing too. And I don't love that, considering especially that that's going to be a little while before they are here. There are a lot more ways to play more mono Spirit decks, which is kind of nice. Format-wise, it's not too dissimilar, I guess, if you want to really put that out there, other than the fact that you have like the one of Narpoons, you have the limited counter runes, which I think is actually nice. I think semi-limiting the counter runes does make a lot of sense and is probably really good. Outside of that, though, yeah, kind of rough. I would love to see more cards in here. Once again, having this be a better analog for the TCG is a big key. That way we can use this for accurately more testing or for getting new players into the game. One of the hardest things about Master Duel is trying to tell players that, like, this is Master Duel. It's not like any of the other formats. So yes, you can, like, the card pool is different. The ban list is different. Like, there's just going to be different things about it that's harder for a new player to really get a hold of. In terms of recommending it or playing with their friends and then wanting to convert that into people who want to play the TCG. Now, the argument, I think, is that the onboarding process is the issue. I don't actually think that's the case. This is my hot take that, like, new player onboarding isn't as difficult, I think, as it might appear, considering how easy the game is to pick up, and like the skill floor is reachable and the skill ceiling is super high. So it just takes about time and practice. So the issue with it, though, is that because you don't have necessarily a good one-to-one comparison, that's hard for people, I think, to recommend. Like, players who are devout into the TCG are not going to be able to say, I'm on Clash 24/7, right? Bugs aside, I think if you have bugs in this game, that's completely understandable, considering that there are tons of interactions and tons of things that can happen. It's a very complex system. And the cards that they do have in the game, I think, are kind of incredible. This all works as it does. In terms of updates from the past 3 months ago to now, it's not dissimilar to what I played before. It doesn't feel like it's any sort of different in terms of functionality-wise. I didn't run into any major bugs and any major crashes or anything. And that's solid. That feels really nice. Would I play this again? Absolutely. We're going to play it probably next week, sometime before, obviously, the holiday. And we're going to try the fire deck just to do some cooking. I would love to see more cards get implemented. Yes, bug fixes are important, but I think card pool is my number one thing. And if it's not card pool, it's the deck builder. I think deck builder also has to go through a revamp, baby steps, and there's bigger fish to fry, absolutely. But for now, like, card pool is hard. Would love to use for testing. Would love to be able to say, let's use this for Elestrals. Hard to recommend. And that's really about it. I actually have no other really big things to say in terms of, like, its functionality, its current, like, monetization model. I think that's fine. Like, I know people have their issues with these Clash passes and the Battle Pass stuff that's currently going down. But for the most part, there's not a, like, what do you really think that's an issue with, right? If the issue is priorities or issue is with like where to spend time on, I don't necessarily think that's indicative of production in terms of dev time. If it makes any sense, or quality of the game based off of their monetization model. That's not really, I think, relevant in terms of discussion when it comes to the larger issues with the game and the larger issues with the client, which they are working on, and they're fully transparent on that with. So again, back to the other thing about the players, I just made this note. The other thing that's also kind of difficult for this is the amount of players online. We did have a stretch of time here, and this is not a joke. I loaded up a whole new game inside of this while we were waiting to queue, and if we queued anymore, we would have been there to play that instead, just for a little bit. And so having rematches versus the same people and the longer queue times and the low player pool is also just a symptom of not having a ton of active players in the first place. But how do you solve the active players issue? So, and that's difficult. That's difficult to really say on a lot of levels, because there's a very layered problem that we have here. So to kind of like wrap up some things too, I'm actually gonna like structure this out just a little bit if I can. If I might have the white boy speak a little notepads. Let's wrap. So let's talk about the onion layers here, the Clash onion. So first is it's like current state. I don't know. We'll sit with that. Yeah, the battle pass kind of sucks for the current state of Clash. You pay money for the opportunity to get more by playing. It's hard to justify paying if you aren't playing. Kind of, right? I think that's also part of it. Is that, to me, the Clash pass is a non-issue, because like what you're really concerned about is players. It's early, but I have to go. Thank you so much for streaming. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out, and thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you around sometime soon. I'll be streaming more, of course, and I'll be, I think, posting some more videos and some things about Elestrals and Elestrals Clash specifically. So yeah, well, I'll see you around. Absolutely. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Current state, most of the people aren't playing enough to justify the battle pass. Halfway so. I think the people who are going to get the battle pass are going to get the battle pass in general. Let's break this down. Actually, this is a current thought. So this is the Clash onion. The TLDR of this is AKA the difficulties. Mind if I voice people with difficulties with Clash at the moment. Okay, so this is kind of important to talk about. Let's break this down. Let's break this down just a little bit. Impromptu Professor Swolax here. I think the music is perfectly apt and fitting for this sort of like low-key discussion. Let's let me do something real quick. Put on my glasses. We'll do an impromptu Professor Swolax. Holding. We're doing some for Twitter, I swear. Boop. All right, copy. Let's do this. Let's do this. Mind if a professor speak a little difficulties? Impromptu Swolax lesson. Perfect. All right, this works for me. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'm gonna grab a sweater because that's the Professor Swolax impromptu-ness. And then I'll be right back. I'm gonna give you guys keys. Let me know how you feel about the keys, and then I'll be I gotta go to the bathroom. So I'll one sec. Boop. Keys. Okay, y'all are getting. I couldn't find a good one because I think both my sweaters are in the wash. So you guys are getting an impromptu pullover. All right. All right. If you with me, if you banging, then we'll rock. So here, let's talk about the difficulties with Clash, and kind of my thoughts after playing it here for about 3 hours at the moment. This is something that I've been kind of ruminating upon, romanticing upon, for relative time. I don't really know how else to describe the way I've been thinking about this, other than the fact that I've been in the shower and I've been like, when I'm doing things, I'm often thinking about these really silly, dumb little theories. So the first things first is we're gonna call this the Clash Onion. This will be a formalized Professor Swolax here in maybe next week, I think at some point in time, is it kind of what I want to schedule this out for. But we're gonna call it the difficulties with Clash at the moment. This is both going to be a discussion and also a like workshop kind of like brainstorm around what is holding back Clash at the moment. It's not the music, by the way. The music is insane. I don't know if y'all can hear the track at the moment. It's like this one's real good. This one's real good. That's probably hard to hear. Let me turn it up a little bit because the music is nice. How's that? How's the music level for here? How's that one out here? Okay, perfect. That's good. Okay. So let's wrap. What are the difficulties with Clash at the moment? Well, a couple things. The first things first we have to ask ourselves is, who is Clash for? That's the first question that we really have to ask ourselves in terms of user base and users for Clash. How does that impact the design decisions, and how does that impact the like development of it all? How does this impact priorities of Clash? And this is not, again, critiquing or any sort of like put down or let down of the current development or current managerial proportion of Clash, but it is going to be discussing potentially ideas or adding to the discussion points of what to prioritize here, I guess maybe in my humble professor opinion. So the question is, of course, yeah, no lobster, biggest issue, and no panzer. They are snubbing Earth cards. And the answer is why. Who is Clash for? Is going to be one of the biggest questions we have to ask ourselves. Does the Clash Pass matter? Is another question we have to ask ourselves. Does the Clash matter? Does the Clash Pass matter? Not Clash Pass, Battle Pass, right? No, Clash Pass is the one you have to pay for. And yo, what's going on, Big Laser? Hello. We are currently going over my thoughts about playing Clash after these 3 months into 3 hours. Not a whole lot's changed, to be fair. So this is kind of the difficulty. Who is Clash for? Does the Clash Pass matter? And what can we do to save Clash? Question mark. These are the 3 big questions I think are on everyone's mind. Who is Clash for? What's up with the Battle Pass? And how do we fix this? That's kind of the 3 big questions on a lot of people's minds when it comes to the state of Elestrals Clash, all this time later. And it's not even been out that long. It's been out realistically in open beta for about 3 months now. And I want to say it's been in alpha for about a year is kind of the question. What have I missed? Nothing yet. We're kind of typing out our thoughts in terms of what things we want to answer and what questions we want to maybe try to solve here in our discussion. So far, literally just just this right here. You know, who is Clash for? Does the Clash Pass matter? And what can we do to save Clash? There's maybe other questions here. What is Clash meant to do? I think that's also kind of a great question that we can slide into. Who is Clash for, right? Like, what is the purpose of Clash? Is a great question in actuality. Like, and I think PK hits the nail on the head, because that is a question that we have to answer based off of the who is Clash for. So let's think about like the who, where, what, when, and why. Why is Elestrals Clash with it all? And let's also talk about the context of Clash. So for context here, so Clash has only been out for like a year. For one year. Open beta for 4 months. And we've had what, like a couple big updates about a month, and this is kind of the issue that we're kind of finding here. Let's discuss strengths. Let's discuss shortcomings. Weaknesses. No, it's like it is shortcomings, because it's not like they can't be fixed. Am I spelling Cummings right? I feel like I'm not spelling this right. No, it's just one word. Okay. I'm like, is it 2 words? 1 word. There's a U in there somewhere. True! Wait. Huh? True. Okay. Let's wrap on that too. All right. So we have the strengths, we have shortcomings, and we can kind of talk about that in terms of our grander little map here. Greatest thing known to man, by the way, Notepad. Shouts to Microsoft Office Notepad. So let's discuss the user base of Clash. Who is the user? Who would y'all say is the user for Clash? If it's on me, and if it's for my money's worth, I think that Elestrals Clash is for 2 people. It's for, well, sorry, 3 people. And there's like target audiences for all of this, right? We have, let me extend this out a little bit. That way we can get a little more text in this beer. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So it is for, we have new users, returning users, TCG players, and we have new to Elestrals as a whole. And all these things can also be broken down into something else too. As someone who just got into the game and someone who wants to test their deck in a field of variety decks, right? Like those are kind of the main sellers of the thing. So returning users are, and we'll kind of define this a little bit, players who have played Clash before. New users, no Clash experience, and no Clash experience, but Elestrals experience. New Clash users, returning Clash users, TCG players. This can be like a section of both, new or familiar to Elestrals. And then new to Elestrals total. 0 XP experience with Elestrals. This is kind of right. Same about Clash needs to be a viable testing ground for IRL. That's definitely one of them, right? In terms of returning Clash users. And this is kind of the existing player base. So we can also like, right? This is kind of our generality of like who Clash is for here is like people who are new to Clash, maybe they like Elestrals, maybe they found Shady Penguin, maybe they are people who enjoy Dan and Adride, the shiny hunting, but they aren't people who have played Clash ever. They just kind of like the property. They maybe have some of the cards. They maybe went to an event and they want to jump on it. They want to hop on, if you will, and play Clash. Perfect. We have returning Clash users, existing player base also kind of ropes into people who have played Elestrals, but also who have maybe even tried out Clash before, who maybe play in the TCG or are familiar with Elestrals as a whole. That's a key target audience. General TCG players. I'm going to put general here because when you are browsing through Steam and you're looking for things to do and to play, this could be someone's first interaction with Elestrals. And that's kind of the thing to think about here is this the best foot forward for Elestrals in that case? We can hope that the user and the person on the other end is smart enough and might be a little more intuitive enough to go on YouTube, to search up videos, to do a little more research into Elestrals, but that might not be the case. They might just see Elestrals Clash as new and indie card games and say, that's it. That's it for me. And that's a big thing to gamble on, is this the best foot forward for it? I'm going into this here, I'm gonna say this again. We obviously know that Dan and the team have, owned up to and have said multiple things about the shortcomings of the engine of Clash and kind of the things about it. It's not a denial of responsibility, and it's also not necessarily a denial of impact as well. That's hard to measure effectively, but it is, for all intents and purposes, a factor that we have to consider. And then obviously, and we didn't quite get into it, the last category of players of new to Elestrals, zero experience, which we kind of talked about there, but with Elestrals, and we'll add another one here, and then maybe new to TCGs. We'll put that out there as well. So there's overlap here. There's a lot, and I want to hear from y'all. What percentage of Elestrals Clash do you think Elestrals Clash is for? That's the first percentage. And the second percentage is what percentage of players of Elestrals Clash it should they be for? So for example, like Elestrals Clash is 100% for new users, or Elestrals Clash is 10% for returning players and 50% for Elestrals for new to Elestrals. 50% to new Elestrals / new to Clash. Okay, so we're targeting new players more predominantly, and I do like that. And 20% to the TCG players, right? Like that's probably about right too. TCG players as a whole, general people who would want to play, that's another target audience. Right now, we're kind of doing some potential market speculation in terms of who we are tailoring the product for. That's kind of the first thing that we're taking a look at, is who is the user of Clash? Who is going to be the person we're designing Clash for? Because that's important. We're not designing it for, and this is going to sound really harsh, we are not necessarily designing Clash for the player base that is existing. Not really. We are, and we can, and we should. But this is kind of crazy, right? Designed for me, Clash should be exactly what I want. True. It's so funny you say that too, because I think a lot of players and a lot of casters would unironically think that's true. And I think a lot of people are approaching this problem and approaching Clash from an angle of, here's how I would do things if I was in charge, or here's what I would do as far as dev goes. And so the purpose of this discussion is to kind of get the idea that it's much more complicated, but also this is that's also like valid, because you're part of the audience, you're part of the user, you are a user yourself, right? Yeah, we aren't designing it for bow or bean soldiers of Elestrals. We aren't, and we are, right? Like what's the should versus shouldn't, right? I probably should have a better color format on this thing for like who is we are designing Elestrals for. But think about it this way. Let me kind of blank on the hypotheticals real quick and talk about who Elestrals is for in terms of two major design philosophies to answer this question. Roundabout way of Swolax doing something, by the way. Let me answer this question with an antidote that's 40 pages long. Who is Clash for, and how do we want to design that? Let's focus and scope down a little bit. Right now, we are at this big scope of everyone that could possibly touch Clash. And we do want to design a little bit of everything for the piece of the pie, but let's scope that in a little bit. Let's scope creep, okay? The first thing is, who is Clash for? Well, to answer that question, we have to answer this question first. Is how do we want to balance the game? How do we want to balance the game? Casual? Competitive? Like, the question here is pretty simple, but think about it in the way that I point back to a Valorant article, oddly enough. I don't think this game's perfect in terms of balance or anything, but it's a good use case, and it's a neat little experiment to think about when talking about designing for top level, right? Like, if your competitive experience for a card game is enjoyable for top level players, does that make it enjoyable for everyone else? Are we making a solid game, or are we making, like, for players as a whole, or are we making like a product to sell? And that would be the casual versus competitive question. Are we designing top level down to where at the top level play, the balance just kind of changes, and at the mid level of play, we adjust accordingly? And that's the issue with having the live service model is, like Elestrals, how do we balance the game? How are we balancing out Elestrals in general, and who does that target more particularly? Is it the bows? Is it the bean soldiers? Is Legends of Arceus music? No. This is the Clash shop, the Clash shop loop. I just put in the shop and it just looped this lo-fi. Clash honestly should be a mechanism that promotes the knowledge and sales of Elestrals. Thank you. Key, we are delivering spreadsheets and dashboards for key key stakeholders. Legitimately, this is kind of the question of like what is the purpose of Clash? And to answer that question, to answer the balance question, to answer the who is the user, the real answer here is, expansion. None of this matters except for the real trick answer, which is expanding the game, expanding the IP. Which to me then signals that the main focus of the game would be for this, for new to Elestrals total, and new to Clash is our big one. So if we're putting percentages on who this is, I would say half of your users, not even half, new to Elestrals, I think you'd want to go for a conservative growth rate of 30% of your users who jump onto the game are new to Elestrals total, which can also include general TCG players, both new or familiar to Elestrals. But overall, this is maybe the actual core audience is just people who like to play card games. But that's not necessarily true, right? New to Elestrals is the big one and should take up like the largest portion. I'll even put this at like a 60%. Like, most of your audience should be new, because that means that you're consistently numbers go up. New to Clash users similarly, but maybe you have some experience with Elestrals, but no Clash experience as well. This I think is otherwise equally important. I would say this is like a 20% thing, and you already can see we're at 80% new users for our who is Clash for is existing. Returning Clash users, player base, people who played Clash before, the yous and me's, the Josh, the Bows. This is interesting. If we're splitting down the middle of like a 10% split of this and this seems really drastic. But this is kind of the shtick of it all. is realistically, if you are looking at Clash as a product, you are wanting to cast a wide net with both new players who are maybe even just familiar with Elestrals but don't really want Clash or don't really know Clash. I would say even adjusting this down to maybe like a 50% inclusion to like a 30% inclusion. Because if you are new to Clash but have played Elestrals, you're already sold on the franchise. You already are familiar with it. It's a lot easier to convert you into a power user of Elestrals if you already have some familiarity. And that's perfectly fine. So returning Clash users at 10% and general users at 10%, I think is also perfectly valid. Yes, catering to Clash audiences who are more specialized or more niche is really important, because those are going to be your whales, your diehards, your people who are going to like stand by this no matter what. But a majority of the time when you're looking at a product or any sort of like venture, any sort of like thing, you are going to want to look at through the lens of, once again, that expansion. And when you tailor your scope for that, you end up finding that the answer is a lot more bleak than maybe necessary, which hence points to the first thing, which is the question that we need to ask ourselves here, is what is up with the development? Like, what gives? And to answer that question, we got to point back to the user base. Who is Elestrals Clash for? And if we're taking like a realistic, again, this is business 102 type of shenanigans, then the development is focusing on a complete product. Now, what does that mean? What does a complete product mean for Elestrals Clash? It might mean that Elestrals Clash is a complete product with a full one-to-one sim. Maybe it means the game works. Maybe it means that's pretty much it. Yeah, the game works in a full one-to-one sim. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that every time they put a patch, it breaks a bunch of random stuff in the game. That has more to do with how they're going about it, for sure. But yeah, I think it's a complete product when they deliver on the things they promised. But what did they promise? This sounds really callous. This sounds really like ridiculous to say. But what did the Elestrals team promise? A way to play Elestrals online in an official capacity. And right, yeah, like is it a one-to-one? Is it? And this is, I think, is their ultimate goal here. Is a one-to-one sim, and when that is done, maybe that is the complete goal for them. Right now, like, we have short-term and long-term goals in terms of development, right? And in the short term, in the long term, I think it's a one-to-one. I think you break down this into one-to-one goals. So we have like this simulator here, long-term goal. In the short term, there. I think this is kind of the conceit of it all. And we point this back to, I really do need like ways to draw, and that way we can draw our little like yarn board here. But the short-term goal is definitely more reflective of the fact that we've only been out for a year total inside of the closed alpha, and then open beta for only like 3 to 4 months. And right now they are working on the game works as their short-term goal, with the knowledge that this game has not really been out that long. So it all kind of connects too, right? Like, we think about it this way. Who's Clash's primary audience? It's people new to Elestrals and new Clash users, people who are familiar with Elestrals and maybe want to try out Clash as their way to interact with the game. You know, we point back to some people that were in chat earlier that are talking about, you know, how to play Clash without cards, or how to play Elestrals without cards. You know, that is a really important thing to discuss in terms of accessibility for the game. So when you have the case to where you like Elestrals, but you have no other way to play except for Clash, you're new to Elestrals as a whole, and so you want to be able to put the best face forward, those two are very important to think about and to consider. And so for them, new players coming in, might not really care about a one-to-one because this might be their only way of interacting with the game. And so for them, they might just want a good game experience, a game experience that there's no significant bugs, that the decks and the cards they like are already in the game that they play with. Now you and I know realistically that those players might go online and they, if they're familiar with Elestrals Clash, they're probably also familiar with Elestrals, and they will look up videos, they'll watch tournaments, they'll say, oh, this isn't one-to-one, and then that, users are smarter than we think, right? But for the most part, we do still have to treat it in the way that the users or users aren't going to do the extra research and they will not know what to do. Unfortunate, and it sounds like a disrespect to users, but it's kind of how you have to approach it first, and then you can respect it later. It's very strange, I know. I don't love it, but it's definitely there. So, yeah, to answer the questions that we've kind of proposed so far to kind of rein it back in, who is Elestrals Clash for? New players. New players. This is the number one thing, is onboarding players to the Clash experience and getting them acclimated to the game. And because of that means that it's going to be influenced by the short-term goal of ensuring that the gameplay experience is sound for Elestrals. Hence, also why we haven't had, or why we won't be getting a significant card pool update until January, effectively. And on that level, that's because, hey, we're still in the short term. So it kind of all connects here, right? Our user base into our goals because of our user base in terms of our target user audience, and then our short development cycle and how long it's actually realistically been out, so to speak. So to say this is kind of the theoretical, right? Like, this is the theoretical in terms of how or where the decisions are coming from for Clash. If I had to guess, this is all speculation, this is all theories, is that Clash right now is in a state into which, therefore as for our, I'm just trying to really stretch out this word count for a professor here, the ultimate goal for Elestrals Clash is a game that works and is a one-to-one simulator, both tailoring towards new and existing players. That sounds awesome. But in the short term, that's going to supersede that's going to supersede the current player base in terms of goals, because that will ultimately make it easier to flesh out the new and returning player, the old and returning player base, if it makes any sense. And that's kind of interesting. Yeah, if cards weren't bugged in one patch, they should have been unplayably buggy the next patch, but I've never developed a TCG sim, so I could be wrong. That goes into, I think, how they're developing. I don't know how they're doing it, but for my money's worth, I think that there is definitely some critiques to be made about the fact that it should be a lot simpler to make cards in this game from a theoretical standpoint. Again, I have no clue what that really goes down into, but a lot of that is just like, a lot of Elestrals cards share similar effects on the functionality portion, and maybe it's the unique cards that do it, but even then, a lot of them have like individual functionalities that also share properties of other mechanics. Cards that have, like, yes, like Moose, for example, is a different card than Specteris, but they all do logically, there's a lot of cards share similarities in terms of like suppression, attack gaining, attack losing. I don't know. I really don't know what is potentially the main issues with that. And that's obviously what they're working on in terms of patching and development too, is how to clean that up. So whenever you import new cards, hopefully that doesn't happen on a mass scale, because that will be an issue. Is that, hey, new set release, we're one-to-one with the TCG. Oh, whoops, we have to pause development time because we have to fix a bunch of bugs. And that means we're behind again. So again, not really my problem to solve there, but hey, we'll get there. Anyways, let's talk about then the answer the question here. Who is Clash for and who is the user of Clash? I think in terms of a business standpoint and product standpoint, it's new users. It's always going to be new users, which is why they're prioritizing the tutorial. It's why they're prioritizing like the game is working and not just the fact that like the cards are in the game, because new users don't really care about the cards. They don't really know that cards are missing. They don't really know what to do with that. They just say, oh boy, I can make a deck, and that's the deck they make, and they are okay with that. That's the ultimate like consideration, I think, is something like that. And that kind of leads me to what is the purpose of Clash? You know, we have two different kind of ideas. It's a gateway into Elestrals, and it's the greatest practice software of all time. Those are kind of the two different areas I think a lot of players see Clash in. It's a way to get people into the game and into the property of Elestrals, but also I think a lot of players existing see it as the way to practice 1-for-1, to have convenient automatic games that you can, you know, get a bunch of reps in, build out your deck, test, and go from there. And while, once again, I think that this is a goal from the Elestrals team, I don't necessarily think that it is the current priority outside of, you know, once again, onboarding new players. Which then leads us to, I think, the difficulty with all of this, right? Let me answer these last couple questions first. And that is, does the Clash Pass matter? No! Not at all. People who are going to buy the Clash Pass are going to buy the Clash Pass. People who aren't going to buy the Clash Pass are not going to buy the Clash Pass. If you weren't convinced before, but there's a card in there you really want, or there's some like keys and things you need, that's really about it. The fact that it kind of quote unquote looks bad or feels bad to have this in the game when the game's not finished and you're requesting money from it, that really shouldn't necessarily matter to the conversation. It's like that's like a small decision that ultimately does not impact very much. They could remove Clash Passes tomorrow, and would that answer the question? Would that help? It might feel better, but it doesn't really do anything. And that's probably the main issue I have with that argument in terms of like, does the Clash Pass matter? Not really. Like there's bigger fish to fry, I think. So if they're asking for $10 to $30 for cosmetics, and that's the issue, then hey, if they take that away or solve that, then does that fix the problems? Not really, in my opinion. So to that end, I don't think Clash Pass really matters. And it's also outside the scope of this conversation. It's not to dismiss that feels bad, because it does, and that's completely okay to feel that way. I can sympathize with the fact that happens, and then if you want to experience the game, you want to have those cosmetics, you want to experience the entirety of Elestrals Clash together, and you say to yourself, I would like to have those things, then perfect. That feels bad, and I'm sorry that happens. But for me, I think there are so many more things to fix with Clash than just say the Clash Pass goes away. Because if the Clash Pass goes away tomorrow, I keep on saying this like over and over, I'm repeating myself at this point. If the Clash Pass goes away tomorrow if the Clash Pass goes away tomorrow and the development still keeps on going this way, it's not going to change the look and feel of it. Not really. I don't know. All right, let's regroup real quick. Let's get off this point, because I'm currently on it. This is all nice to say. Who is Clash for? New players at the moment. At the moment, Clash is for new players. They are currently working on the short-term goals of fixing the client and fixing the simulator to work overall. And so the Clash experience itself is seamless and nice, and not so much worried with the long-term goal of a one-to-one sim. Once again, the purpose of Clash, I think, in the Elestrals' eyes, is a gateway into the product and into the brand, a funnel into the world of Elestrals. And the greatest practice software of all time? No, but it could be. So this gets into what can we do to save Clash. Here is, y'all can let me know your hot takes. Let me tell y'all what I think. At the moment, I think the difficulty is, and I've been saying this since the start of this stream, is that it's still very much in the short term. I think once we get to the next 2 months and into the 6th to 8th month of Elestrals Clash, these issues still popping up and the kind of look at this game being about still trying to cast the net for new players is difficult. Because even if I'm a new player and I'm hopping into Elestrals Clash and I'm saying to myself, oh boy, I can't wait to play Elestrals Clash. The fact of the matter is that if your existing player base and your returning player base is not one that's willing to stick around either, then this as a live service model game won't be able to convert a lot of those new users into returning players faster. And that's the other side funnel. Like, you get a lot of initial investment up front, and then you're slimming down into a very low card pool. Again, active to non-active games. And at this point, then you're starting to spend money on development and upkeep for a game that is not really returning its investment. Not necessarily. Yes, there'll always be whales and there'll always be consideration of monetization, but the big thing is that when your player is now finally converts from a new player into a returning player, then how do you retain those players? How do you retain a steady stream of an audience other than having one big initial flash investment and then nothing? And I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying that this is like there's no one playing Clash and the numbers and all that jazz. But it's kind of this weird issue of how do you balance out between a game that is trying to get new people into the world of Elestrals total and then also keep them around. Keep how lively player base going, keep discussions going, keep content going, keep things on. That's the business balance between having the product itself and maintaining this live service game. And that is not an easy feat. That's not so simple. And this is the real issue that we've kind of all been talking about is what's the balance? You know, like what is the balance between the business decision of Elestrals to rope in new players and expand rapidly, but also to maintain a core audience? That's hard. That's really difficult. And there's not a straightforward answer. I can't even propose like some solutions here that could work because I don't have the whole picture. I'm just some guy on the internet who talks and yaps for about 4 hours about this game. But I think legitimately there are things that we don't have insights to. And those are things that we cannot say for one reason or another would make things easier or harder. Whether that be development, whether that be like monetarily, whether that be the personnel, whether that be like management. That's something that we just don't have insight into as a wider community. And that is to say that I'm going to give my best like thing to offer advice on how to balance this. And this is not good. And again, I'm not recommending we do this because this is a how would Professor Swolax balance out the development. And that is, unfortunately, I agree with the decision to make the game work from a short-term perspective. But I think you need to probably reprioritize some into the returning player base. It's hard for existing diehard fans of Elestrals to recommend to new players and to new users hop on Clash with me when they don't even really want to play themselves. And that's unfortunate, right? And that's not to say that people don't want to play or hop on or make content for, but consistently, the theme as it goes is lack of card pool, different ban lists, and overall, being able to use the product in a way that suits their needs. That's probably the most harsh thing I can say, is that when you have a return like for example, tonight, I want to play more Clash because I think it was a lot of fun. I like the new cards and the new updates, but long term, will I see myself consistently playing Clash if this is its current state? Probably not. This is a, I will play it when I want to, play it whenever it's kind of fun. Maybe play it with some friends and some people to try it out. But is it something that I'm going to log into every single day? Is it something that I'm going to be able to point at and say, this is my Elestrals experience? Unfortunately, no. I think for me, my Elestrals experience is playing the card game, eventually playing the RPG. It's engaging with the wider discussions behind the TCG and what's going on there to, give commentary as well. And this is something that I think is difficult to talk about, is the fact that it's hard to recommend the Clash, and it's just Clash, not Elestrals, but Clash. I think that's hard to do from a new player perspective. Now, how much so? I don't really think by that much. I think people are being hyperbolic about the state that Clash is in, about how, broken or how behind it is. I think it's just fine. From what we played tonight and what we will be playing more into the future, I think Clash is in a state where it's very good, in fact. Or I like it in some capacity. Like, it's kind of bare in terms of things that I'm looking for personally, but if this is someone's first experience into Elestrals, I don't think it's necessarily too bad. And on that level, I think that it is strong when it is just about playing the game. I think too, the scope of it is pretty limited. And that's maybe the drawback, right? So like on the strengths level, I think that this simulator and Clash as a whole is pretty successful in terms of how it translates playing the physical card game into a free online simulator. But I think that's also comes into one of its shortcomings, is I think the overall portion of it is that there is a stopgap with this game, and there is an end to wanting to play Clash. And as a live service game, I think you don't ever want to get to that point. Like, you don't want to ever say to yourself, all right, I've seen all I need to see. And that's kind of difficult, right? That's hard to say. Even for new players, even for returning players, it's like, I want to keep on playing. I want to keep on queuing. I want to keep on playing more and more games, but there's just not a lot there. And we're still early. We're still in development. We're still 4 months in open beta and only been a year out since Clash has even been really delivered. So how do you say that this is some sort of failure, some sort of disaster, some sort of whatever? You can't. I don't think you can. I don't think that's particularly reasonable. I think that instead, the idea is that this game has a lot of things it does really well and a lot of things that it's currently not performing on. But will it get there? I think so. It just takes some time and it'll be there for a while. But yeah, it's playing at the game that it's presented, absolutely. Yeah, what if Clash was given the Final Fantasy MMO treatment and got a full do-over or something like that? I think that's where they'll have to head to at some point in time. What's going on, Brightman? Hello, good to see you. We're currently doing like an impromptu Professor Swolax over, and kind of just thought vomiting in a lot of ways, where Clash is at, the difficulties of Clash, the hard business decisions and development decisions to balance and manage this game as a whole, and kind of what is the ultimate decision on Clash in terms of moving forward with it, I guess, is kind of where I'm at. So yeah, it's like when Clash works, it works really well. But for me as a returning player, it does leave a lot to be desired, which makes it hard to recommend to new players even, who, if your hardcore fan base can't even be like, yeah, we love Clash, why would a new player particularly even want to play? This is difficult, right? That's so subjective. That's so hard to say with any sort of definitive nature the truth. That's so difficult because I like this game a lot, right? I like Clash. I think Clash has been fun and it's pretty cool. But also there are some people who are inside who share a banner and who are, if you might be more familiar with online, that are much more critical of this software. And that's just going to be off preference and taste of how they think the game should or shouldn't go. I don't know. I think for my money's worth, I keep on saying that, I need to get that out of my vocabulary. I think that it is a hard balance between ensuring your hardcore audience loves playing this game as ravenously as possible and capturing new users so that that can engage with the world of Elestrals. This to me is kind of the problem as a whole, is that Elestrals Clash is currently stuck at the roping in new players perspective. To me, I think that there might just need to be a little more reallocating into ensuring that the returning Clash player base can consistently be able to advertise your product for you. This is not rocket science. And again, this is not me saying this in this way to diminish the accomplishments, the intelligence, or the acumen of the Elestrals team, as I think it's a lot more complicated than me just saying yeah, refocus. Because they're doing stuff. They're doing stuff in the back end. They're consistently working on this day and night. That's like everything, right? And it's the thing about it is streamers, your content creators, your people who are in the community, we almost don't talk about Clash in the way that we talk about the card game or the events or the really great stuff we love about the game. The RPG even, I think everyone's yo, the RPG is killer. And that's hard to accomplish. Is to say from this indie scrappy sort of startup that we have so many aspects of the game that we really like. We have the one big thing that they're definitely aware of, they're definitely working on, and they are definitely not satisfied with. And that's okay. They're working on it, we're working on it, and I think that's effectively where we're at, right? I think Clash has its frustrations, but overall is a great product with improvements on the way. That is phenomenally the best way to describe the Clash, I think. It is a great product. It works super well. When it works, and then there's bugs and stuff like that, but I can forgive that ultimately. That is kind of having a little bit of a crisis, but it's nothing to really worry about or to freak out about, I think. It didn't deliver on promises. It's 4 months old. Give some time. Maybe it's the old man in me, right? My only concern is in Elestrals as a whole, but they have a lot on their plate, so I hope they don't lose sight of what got people in the door to begin with. And that's kind of, I think, also an aspect playing into Clash, is a game by players and collectors for players and collectors. A property as a whole for people who love this genre, who know this genre, who are industry professionals as a bee, and can really speak to the fact that what are they looking for when they are looking for a product, for looking for a game. You don't use old man concepts. It's only 4 months, y'all. You have 67 years to live on average if you're me. Anyways. I think having an automated sim is important for onboarding too. Overall, they're able to get to their goal of parity would be great. Yes, that is, I think one of the bigger things to look out for, and one of the things that I know for me, I am going to be, once again, hard as a returning and existing player to say to someone who's oh, I want to play Elestrals, I heard it's an online simulator. As I heard that a lot whenever the Clash and the Kickstarter, and when Clash comes out, I'm gonna play Elestrals. I heard that a lot. That I think is kind of the weird part, is that like there's not a good answer to that anymore. It's like those players who had the hype who were in there, they're not quite there anymore. Again, they're aware, they know, and that is something that they have owned up to, saying that they are not proud of as a whole. But they are listening, exactly. They're listening, they're working on it. And it's just a difficult situation, both from a business and production standpoint, a development standpoint, a deliverable standpoint, a community standpoint, and I don't envy the team. I don't envy the team. I don't know how to answer a lot of these questions, right? How do you balance this game for new and returning players with with everything that has happened so far? How do you handle the critiques of the Clash Pass and people who are very vocal about stuff like that? What are you using Clash for? Is it for a gateway, or is it for like people who are playing existing? And maybe the answer is a little bit of both. But how do you structure this in a way that both tailors towards your existing audience and also your new players? Hey, does the game work? That's hard. That's super hard. How do you want to balance the game outside of that? Like the TCG into the software? Like that's, oh God, that's so difficult. And then two, how do you see Clash? Who is your user? Who is your person here? Like how do you distribute, how you focus your scope? How do you focus your time development? And that's the true difficulties of Clash at the moment. Has pretty little to do actually with the development, the card pool. Those are more symptoms to the problem at hand. But the real difficulty with Clash, if we want to tie it on home and bring it on in, is that it's a multi-layered issue with tons of scope, tons of insights we have no clue about and aren't really privy to and shouldn't know. And they are working on it as far as this relatively new venture. When you think of the grand scope of Elestrals and the grand scope of the thing, it's been around for about 2.5 years. Clash has only been out for a small fraction of that, and it's been an open beta for even less time than that. On top of it too, this is short term for a company looking to last 50 to 100 years. Like maybe it's not that far ahead. We're not projecting to a 50-year plan, but at least 10 years. Right? 20 years. What does Clash look like in 5 years, 2 years? And that's the part that is a big question mark as well. So in the grand scheme of Elestrals in terms of their scope or Clash, hey, baby steps, we'll get there. And as a interesting discussion and as a thought experiment, this has been pretty great. Had a lot of fun with this one. A little bit of dad scolding, a little bit of pretentious user experience nonsense, but hey, I'm glad that you're here and thank you for being here with me. I think that's where I'm going to end tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here with me on the desk and for putting up with my yappening, my messy demeanor, my messy hair and everything after I've gotten to clean, and now I'm going to go to the gym. It's a little bit late, but hey. I had a lot of fun playing Brontoglow. Brontoglow is super sick. I think that Champions of Zeus may be a little better. Next time we play Clash, I'm going to be playing with the fire deck, the Leonite deck that is fully constructed inside of Clash. Isn't that kind of cool? So we'll get there, and that's probably gonna be next week. I don't know if I'm going to be live until then. I might be live for the Cobalt tournament. We shall see. If you guys are looking to play inside of a tournament, I think it's like maximum 32 people they're looking to do for an Australian friendly time zone for Elestrals to play and to have some fun. I'll be there. I will be trying to play. I don't know if I'm gonna play Crabs or the Fire deck, but hey, we'll test it out. And we'll see. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me today. If it's late for you, get some sleep. If it's afternoon, morning, evening, night, whatever time it is for you in the world where you're watching this, thank you so much for being here with me. Hope you have a great rest of your day, your evening, your afternoon, your night, your morning, etc. Eat something, take care of yourself first and foremost. I know I will. I had some chili and some cornbread before, but I'm going to probably snack on some. Actually, I really don't know what I'm gonna have. I had a bowl of soup, some tea, and some jalapeno cheddar toast yesterday. It was good. I might do that again. It was nice. Either way, thank you everyone for being here. I'll talk to y'all later. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the stream, the video, etc. Follow me on Twitter @Swolax. Follow the Elestronauts on Twitter at Swolax @Elestronauts. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace out. There we go. Bye.